from Mal playing.
Gotcha. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Conflict Within Episode 2 Shadows of the Past, Session 8. The first major battle of the Mando-Sith War was a decisive victory for the Sith, following the betrayal of Ilo the Hutt and the Ruby Eclipse, and the paltry Mandalorian force around Dantooine was decimated. The arrival of backup from Terrace, however, bought our heroes a chance to escape the planet and retreat to Jakku. It was not without significant losses. Raj Rook and Jedi Grandmaster Keela Voss both fell, aiding in the escape. In addition, Song Vizsla learned that the vile Darth Toxus was none other than his own daughter, Suneazi. Before dying, his wife also revealed to him that he had another daughter, whom he correctly guessed to be Sifu Rook. After setting off a thermal detonator to cover his escape, Song rejoined the Mandalorian fleet and blasted off for Jakku. It's been a long journey, and after 3 days' time, the Mandalorians have now arrived on the planet's surface and set up a base of operations just outside of Hakatown. So, you are all going to be arriving on Jakku. 4 of you will be arriving first. Raven, Galvin, Anaris, and Stumpaka. You will all be arriving first. Song is trailing in a Z95, which has a slower hyperdrive, so it will not be there at the same time exactly. Song will probably show up in a few hours.
Oh, good. Raven gets time to stew.
You've had 3 days to stew already. You arrive on the planet surface to find that your forward guard has already gone down and started to set up a basic a base camp for you. It's not much, but in fairness, Jakku sucks anyway. The cities aren't much, so yeah, it's fine. They they get some basic moisture evaporators set up so that you can at least have some water to drink if possible. You're not too far from Hakatown, which is a small outpost on part of the dunes. It is basically a trading outpost, and I mean it's got like a cantina, maybe 2 houses and a general like store type thing, but there's not much to it. It's a small little trading outpost. So yeah, you arrive on the planet's surface. Who has something that they would like to do?
I'm not there yet, guys, so I can't go first.
Yeah, I was like, Song can't cover for you all this time.
On my crystals progress.
What? Sorry, say again.
Any news on my kyber crystal progress?
It's been an interesting couple days for you. You know, you spoke with Grandmaster Vandar at the end of last session, and you haven't had a whole lot of opportunity, I would say, to work with your kyber crystal over the last couple days. Sifu has been, well, she slept for almost a full day after the events of last session. It turns out projecting yourself onto another ship and holding up that image long enough to do combat is really taxing on the mind. And you can see that when you look at her, you can see that she's just plainly exhausted. Even when she does wake up a day later, she is exhausted. So you've given her a couple days away from training and away from practicing and everything just to let her try to recover, because she overtaxed herself really hard, both trying to save Raj and later successfully saving Song. So, but she's doing okay. She's trying to make peace with it. She's spending a lot of time talking to Ozzy, you notice, but yeah, you haven't had a whole lot of chance to work with her and talk to her the last couple of days. So your crystal's kind of where you left it.
Okay.
Yeah, Raven's, alternating between figuring shit out on the whole war front and exhausting herself with lightsaber training.
So interesting for you, Raven, because right now, for the first time in 2 months, there's not a lot to do. You're waiting for your forces to gather at Jakku, and they're coming from all different parts of the Outer Rim, which is different timeline or amounts of time to get there. You had to wait for repairs to be completed on the ships that are at Sullust and Dak, so you're still waiting on those to finish and then make their way over to Jakku. And for the first time, you actually just kind of have a moment to stop and breathe, because, yeah, you're just waiting for the ships to finish getting there. I will say that morning, as you arrive on the planet, you get a communication from Nal Hutta that comes in.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Where do you want to take that communication?
I guess what are my options? I kind of assumed it was a one place for everything communication setup.
I mean, you could take it in your makeshift quarters in the brig. You could take it in the cockpit. You could take it where? Do you want to be around people or do you want to not be around people?
Let's go with not around people.
All right, so you take it in the brig, which you still feel a little bit weird about being in the brig, but that's fine. The communication comes through, and the first thing you notice about it is very weak. It is not a strong communication. This is because you're on Jakku. You are in the middle of goddamn nowhere. And Jakku is, like, when we talk about the outer rim, Jakku is on the outer rim. It is so far out.
Is Jakku Pluto? Like, some people don't even consider it a planet.
I mean, some people would rather it not be a planet because it's not like Korriban where it was like evil or Dathomir. It's Tatooine but worse, effectively.
It's
like,
Florida.
Wow.
It's Florida if there was no beaches. If it was just desert instead of beaches. Yeah, that's what it is.
West Texas.
West Texas.
Nevada without Las Vegas.
Yes, it is Nevada without Las Vegas. That is exactly what it is.
Oh.
Jakku is terrible. But because it's so far out of there, a lot of the comm buoys that would boost signals going in and out are actually, like, it doesn't actually reach the planet. So getting signals to the planet or off the planet to other inhabited worlds is really hard. Now, the good thing is that also kind of serves your purpose, because if someone on Jakku wanted to rat out that you were there, odds are they wouldn't be able to do it because they wouldn't be able to reach anybody. It's you'd actually have to take off into space and go report it, and that takes forever. So you do get a signal through, but it is weak and not doing good. But it is Katra who has reached out to you. She has been kind of undercover for the last few days and has not been able to radio in, especially, or at least to your knowledge, she hasn't been able to. You've been at light speed most of the time, and you can't get radio communications in during that. So either she was trying to reach out to you when you weren't available, or she hasn't been. But she comes in. This is Katra reaching out to Mandalore Vizsla.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I heard what happened. Are you okay?
Physically fine.
Well, I'll take that for a start, I suppose. It's been all the rumor on Nal Hutta what happened. Is it as bad as they say?
Stabbed in the back by Song and then trounced by the Sith? Yeah.
That is not what I hear here. What I hear is that you were stabbed in the back by Isla the Hutt.
Also true.
Then it was a difficult day indeed. I'm sorry. I wish I was there.
Raven's just gonna nod.
I have managed to secure an audience with Jirana the Hutt. I am speaking with him this night.
Good news. Hopefully he doesn't stab us in the back.
I have heard from some of his subordinates what Isla was offered to join the Sith. This is not good news. Isla has been offered the entirety of the Outer Rim for helping the Sith. Now, the entirety of the Outer Rim includes Nal Hutta and other planets that belong to Jirana, so he may be more amenable to join our cause, but his price will not be cheap.
Never is with them.
No, I want to make you aware, Mandalore, that he may ask for the entirety of the Outer Rim. Mandalore included.
That's a bit of a problem.
You see my concern.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling she's seeing through you a little bit. What did Song do?
Told Isla and therefore everyone about the wholesomeness thing.
He considers that for a moment. Raven, we weren't going to be able to keep it a secret forever.
hoped.
I know you hoped, but we weren't going to be able to. I was Mandalore Somnus. People were going to find out whether it was from Song or from Isla or from someone else. We tried to keep it a secret, and we shouldn't have.
So, when we were on... Shit, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. What was the name of Black Bacta planet?
Felucia.
When we were on Felucia, got talked to by a Force Ghost.
She just kind of blinks. Okay.
For Vizsla.
You spoke to Tor Visla. As in that Tor Visla, the founder of... Okay. That's a lot, Raven.
Yeah. Told me a few things. Including a way to possibly reinstate you.
Raven. I appreciate what you're trying to say and trying to do. I did something terrible, even if it was to do something good. When this is over, when we defeat the Sith, and we will, I will come back and stand trial for what I did. To our people, I will answer, not to Song Visla, not to the Sith, not to Jorana the Hutt, and not even to you, Raven Visla. I will answer to the people that I have wronged. But only once this is over. We cannot afford to lose now.
Raven's just kind of nodding along. Didn't really expect any different.
Yeah. I wish Song hadn't told Isla the Hutt too. But as I understand it, her betrayal would not have been very different whether or not she knew who I was. The ion charges would have disabled your ships just the same.
You have a point.
I know. Listen. I'm going to meet with Jorana the Hutt tonight. I'm going to get his terms, and then I will reach back out to you as soon as I know and as soon as I can get another communication through. I miss you.
Miss you too.
I don't know what will come of me or for me at the end of this, but listen, I have spent more nights than I can count trying to think about what I did wrong in the war, where I failed. I had almost the entirety of the Outer Rim united, and it wasn't enough. I still failed. And it occurred to me that the reason that I failed is the reason you will succeed. I promised them glory. I promised them conquest and victory when I should have told them the truth about what they faced. And if they didn't believe me, then the hell's with them. You will promise them liberty and freedom. You will promise them defeat of the Sith. They will fight for you. I believe this.
It looks like she's not quite sure she believes that, but she's trying to.
And when I get back, I'll punch Song in the face. We'll both feel better.
You can certainly try.
You can certainly try. Yeah, exactly. She'll smile then, and nod. It would seem my time is now. I have to go.
Good luck.
I will need it. And the communication starts to like crackle and distort as it fades out. Did we lose Stumpaka?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
No,
Yeah,
no, he's still there. He's muted. I think he just covered his cam. He's probably like putting his kid to bed or
Okay,
dealing with
okay.
his girlfriend.
No,
He said
that's
he
not what.
He said
Yeah.
he was gonna throw up. He's
Oh, okay. Never mind
He's
then.
Oh,
feeling too hot.
he probably left it on in order to not screw up the
Screw up the
cameras.
cams. All right,
Mhm.
scratches off the part about Wookiee Squadron. Got it.
I want to
You-
know about
Next
Wookiee
time.
Squadron.
Y'all don't think he's about to have a squadron of Mandalorians who are all about him? That's gonna happen.
Well, why should we miss out on that just because he had to go?
Well, he's kind of integral to it.
I mean, just make Wookiee
What?
noises when you need him to talk, and I'll translate when I get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Just add the sound bite. Just get a Chewbacca soundboard.
There we go. Yeah. So, Raven, after the communication goes dead, you're kind of left on the ship. You see that as you're coming out of the brig, you see Ozzy hoisting a big. It's well, you know exactly what it is. To be fair, she is holding a grave marker. It's just like the ones you saw in Song's house. She's hoisting one and carrying it down towards the ramp down off the ship. I can't hear you.
Does she look like she needs help?
Not really. I mean, she's got it. She's a strong woman, so she's just carrying it down.
I don't really know that Raven would comment on. Is it obvious, like, who? I'm assuming it's pretty obvious. It's for Raj.
Yeah, it's Raja's.
Yeah. Raven's still gonna offer. Do you want help?
Ozzy will glance over at you, and she just kind of sets it down for a moment. No, I can get it down. I just, it feels weird putting a grave marker down on Jakku for a Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's putting anything out here feels kind of weird.
Yeah, it's. Listen, I mean, our ways are pretty clear on it. First planet you arrive at after the Fallen's battle, you put down their grave marker there. But it is a shame. He was a hero, and he will be remembered on Jakku. But it is what it is. As you see, Ozzy, by the way, her face and arm is almost completely normal now. She actually looks the way she used to before she had the incident with the flamethrower.
Good.
Yeah, she's quite pretty. I mean, she's probably about 40-ish right now, but yeah, she's quite pretty. She nods to you and just finally hoists back up the marker and goes to take it down and find a decent enough spot to put down Raj's burial marker. Galvin, what are you up to right now?
I probably would have found a little spot to kind of just set up shop, and I wanted to made a note here because I actually wanted to do this last session, but never really got a chance to. So
Okay.
I was I still have the 2 serums that we got from
From the
Felucia.
Rancor?
Yeah, from Felucia. I wanted to analyze them with M3 and see if if we could do something with that, like maybe replicate it or use it in another manner.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a mechanics check, difficulty 3 with advantage, I would say.
Wait, what does that
I don't know
mean?
why I say with advantage, with an upgrade.
I was like, wait, what does that mean?
Upgrade for having M3 with you.
The difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3, yep. And so we got 2 success, 1 advantage. Okay. Yeah. You are able to engineer it and try and figure out what it is. M3 is able to tell you. He says, statement. The substance within these canisters appears to be an antifungal of some kind. The Bacta is made from the Bactellus mushroom. It is usually fermented in tanks, although, as we saw on Fallujah, they were fermenting it in the stomachs of Rancor. This created the enhanced Rancor that you all fought.
Mm-hmm. And would we be able to perhaps make an anti-healing serum with this, like an anti-stim pack?
Statement or query, is the word you are looking for poison, master?
I suppose.
Statement, we could definitely synthesize a litany of poisons. I have many suggestions.
All right, I'll yield this one to you, M3. What would you recommend for taking out a Sith?
Statement, I am a master at poisons. The key element of taking out any force sensitive is it must inflict a severe amount of pain. However, this can be a double-edged sword with Sith, who often are able to focus their powers through pain. The best way to approach this with the Sith would be something that instead cuts off their emotions or nervous system. If they are unable to feel, they become weak and brittle.
Interesting.
Query, am I a good droid master?
Yes, M3. You're doing very well.
Statement, I am pleased. Statement, Sith meat bags are much easier to kill than Jedi meat bags are.
Well, that's good to know.
I mean, statement, I mean for me, not for you.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
He starts using the you seem like turn over the vial as he examines it. Statement, I do believe that we could synthesize a what's the term for it? Something that numbs your senses. What's that term?
Anesthetic?
Yeah, we could enhance a strong anesthetic from this that would
Or anesthesia? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. That would prevent them from utilizing some of their force powers.
Very good. Let's start working on that. I think that'll be very useful in the days to come.
Statement, this will take some time, but I will begin the work, master.
Very well. Thank you, M3.
He goes down. You have set up a shop, not a shop, but I should say setup shop, on a small. It's basically just a tarped off area that you've created outside the ship, down to the right. It's got like the hull of the ship is above you, so it's giving you some shade, and you've tarped off an area so that the sun's not just bearing down on you. You have some lights inside that you're using instead. And he heads down there and just starts to work at it. It will take some time, but over time we'll have something interesting for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this time that Song, you come out of hyperspace, and your Z95 is guided down towards the planet's surface. You set down probably about a couple 100 yards away from the Razorback, and you see as you get out that there's a lot of Mandalorians here. Like, they are setting up a pretty large encampment here. They have all kind of divided up by which clan they're from. So you see there's like a section for Clan Mudhorn and a section for Clan Rook and a section for Clan Saxon and a section for Clan Vizsla. And they're all just kind of, it's how Mandalorians function. They almost always fight separately.
I can't tell as I'm coming down which one is Clan Mudhorn, can I?
I'm going to regret saying this, but you would recognize the colors. Yeah,
all right.
Probably.
I'm just going to drive that Z95 right into the center of that encampment. I'm going to do us all a favor right now.
Wow, what did Clan Mudhorn ever do to you?
Who names themselves Clan Mudhorn?
It's from the show.
It's a dumb clan name.
Wow.
You're not wrong.
Okay, then. So yeah, you're able to set down. You do set down amongst the litany of ships that are from Clan Visla, and you're able to hop out. You get some looks.
I just head straight for the Razorback.
Fair enough. And you are, as you approach the Razorback, you see that indeed off the left side of the ship, underneath some tarps have been set up attaching to it, which has been made into Galvin's makeshift lab. And further off to the left, a decent ways out and near a large rock formation, there is now a gravestone that is marking Raj Rook. In the distance, you can see Sifu is kneeling before that gravestone, and Ozzy is standing next to it and offering some words.
I keep going into the ship.
Mm-hmm. On the ship, you would run into Raven and Anaris and Stumpaka, who are theoretically on the ship at the moment.
Okay, well, as I enter, I'm just going to start calling out for Mandalore. I don't know if they were all standing there waiting or not, but I'm going to shout for her.
Oh, Ray was.
Okay.
She's pissed.
Yeah, I approach you. I take my disruptor pistol out of the holster, walk right up to you, and shove it into your hands, and then take your hands and put it against my chest.
Let's not be hasty now.
Shut up, Jedi. Do what you think you need to do.
No, you don't get the release of death.
He takes it back, then heads upstairs.
All right, well, I won't lie. I expected that to take longer.
It's gonna reply, "Nice to see you too, Song. Welcome back." Not that it means anything.
And Song goes up to the brig.
Yep. It's basically how you left it. There's
I assume.
Yeah, it's still divided up into 2 rooms at the moment. And yeah. It's about, I don't know, 20 minutes later when Ozzy returns to the ship, and she kind of glances at Raven. Where is he?
She'll just kind of nod her head in the direction of Song.
Mm-hmm. Ozzy makes her way down to the brig and looks
Up
to you,
to
Song.
the brig. It's above.
Up to the brig.
When
I
she
thought the Razorback was a 1-floor ship, but
yeah, when she comes in, he's just standing against the wall, one arm up in it, his pistol just in his hand at his side. He doesn't notice when she comes in.
Well, she's gonna walk up to you and kind of like push you a little bit further up against the wall. You lied to me.
That's all this galaxy is anymore.
That is not acceptable. You are my brother, and you lied to me. I asked you a question, and you lied.
Still not looking at her. They're alive. They were alive. She's alive.
Who's alive?
Your niece.
She kind of takes a step back and gives an incredulous look. I just laid them to rest at your house on Dantooine.
Yeah, it's all right. Zahn is resting. He has been for several years now, but and Lelia now joins him.
But
And
Sune
now I
Ozzy
have
is
to-
alive?
She's Darth Toxus.
I wish John Williams was here. He'd have the perfect music stinger for that.
Kidding.
He kind of glances down. Ah,
They were all Siths. Somehow she kept that for me for 13 years, and it was Revan who took her and both the children. And she thought it was a good idea to make me think that someone else had done it. This whole time, what's happened to me is because I was blind. And now I have to put my little girl on the ground. Again.
Kind of tries to think about her words. I would have liked
Sorry
to...
that I lied to you, Ozzy.
Don't do it again. I would have liked to have met Sune Ozzy as she was. I would have liked to have met Zahn. And as difficult a relationship as it would have been, I would have liked to have known Lelia too.
Well, there's a bit of all three of them in Sifu.
So it's true then. What she says.
Yep. Was that marker out there for...
You know who it's for. Barrage. She tried to save him, but she couldn't. And she's taking it kind of hard. Better than I would have expected, but hard. I don't know what we're gonna do next. Like we lost a lot of ships, although pretty small percentage of our fleet, but Isla's gone, and now she's on their side, and
I will deal with Isla when the time comes.
well, it's all gonna be irrelevant if we can't figure out a way to deal with Dunayazi.
We almost did. She took a thermal detonator blast, almost full force, when I left the ship.
Well, with any luck, she's dead then. Not many people get up from that.
She's not.
Guess you would know. Can you feel her? It's like a Jedi thing, right?
I'm gonna use sense.
Seek?
Seek, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Two light force pips.
You only get to roll one white dice, but you rolled 2 life force pips anyway, so that's fine.
Oh, right. Whoops.
That's fine. You rolled it on the first one anyway. Okay. Yes. You do sense Darth Toxis out there. She is very angry, and it does not take much effort to sense that her mind is consumed with thoughts of revenge right now. She is furious.
Yeah, she's still out there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and get some of the other clan leaders together and we can talk about what's next. There's been talks of revolt, so I got to try and get that under control. But
Revolt?
yeah, something about the Mandalore lied to us and now we don't want to follow her.
Oh. Yeah, funny how that works.
Kind of glares at you. Yeah, it is.
Choices we make.
I would remember that. And she
I
turns
gave her
and-
her chance to punish me. She wants to take my name away, she can do that too.
You're a pompous ass, Song. She leaves. Yeah. Anaris,
Mm-hmm.
you are trying to meditate, trying to think about what now, because Gilavas is gone, and to your knowledge, the remaining Jedi in this galaxy are you and Sifu. That's what's left. And it's tough. You know that the Jedi Rangers are on their way to Jakku. They have also apparently decided they're going to throw their lot in with you because wandering around the galaxy trying to do good where you can doesn't mean much when it's all under Sith occupation. So they have decided to throw their lot in with you. This is the first time in probably 5 millennia that the Jedi Rangers have been united in any common goal other than wander the galaxy and do what you think is right. They are not yet here, but you're expecting them to arrive in the evening. They also are all in single-man starships, so they are a little bit slower getting here as well. So you're expecting them to arrive sometime this evening. And as you are relaxing there, you look over and see Rhea. She is sitting at the edge of your room, just kind of watching you as you meditate. The Force ghost of a Jedi Ranger long since passed. How are you doing, Anaris?
It's been an interesting couple of days.
Interesting is not the word that I would use to describe it.
Well, yeah, and I also wasn't expecting you to be the first Jedi Ranger to ever come into existence either. Kind of little thing I learned from Grandmaster Vandar that you forgot to told me.
She kind of laughs at that. I was not the first Jedi Ranger to exist.
Okay. I think the more accurate opposed to be first recorded.
No, not even that. I refounded the Jedi Rangers. Oh my goodness. Probably thousands of years after they had long gone extinct. I was a Jedi when I was young. I was a youngling, and I was trained, and none of the Jedi masters or knights had any interest in me as a Padawan. They thought I would fall to the dark side. I was somewhat... I was not a popular choice for a Padawan, but one man did choose me. He saw potential in me that no one else saw, and he took me as his Padawan.
Well, I'm guessing the outcome of that was good, considering.
He tried to turn me to the dark side.
Okay, I take that back.
Yeah. He was, Master Isai was... He would never have called himself a Sith, but he was all but in name only. He saw power in me, in my anger, and over years taught me to bring it out without telling me to bring it out. And by the time I realized what he had done, it was almost too late for me. I would never be a Jedi Knight. I knew that. And so when the Jedi went to war with each other, as they did in my time, I became something else. I learned the legend of the Jedi Rangers, those who traveled and did good where they could. And it was a message that made sense to me. So I founded my own order.
Very admirable.
Now, it is when you say it in 50 words, looking back. At the time, it was confusing and difficult, and everyone told me that I was doing the wrong thing constantly. And I questioned every day whether or not I was doing what was right or wrong, or didn't know. But
You say confusing and difficult. I mean, look at the current situation. Me and my Padawan could be the only two left.
good. Which begs a very interesting question. What will you teach her? What is she to become? A Jedi like you? Or like this age past? Or like us? Like me? Will she need to become something new for a galaxy that needs something new?
In all honesty, that's her decision, but I would like her to see become something new, because what I saw happen back on Fallujah, I don't want to see happen.
What did you see?
I was fighting Darth Toxis at a very much older age from what the vision showed me. And I was slain, and in a fitting rage, she went after Darth Toxis, which we've learned is someone unexpected. I'm not ready to divulge all those details just yet.
What you saw is what you fear. You fear that you will not be able to instruct her well enough. It is a normal fear that every master has. Do not think yourself the first. I had many students, and I had that fear for each and every one of them. Who was I to teach anybody anything?
I will say this, though, she is full of surprises.
They all are. They all are. I understand my Jedi Rangers have chosen to join you. I shouldn't say mine. They've not been my Jedi Rangers in 6 millennia.
Well, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have made it out alive.
Well, it is good to know that the message is not lost then. Remember this, Daenerys. Whether you continue on as a Jedi or a Jedi or something completely new, don't ever let someone tell you that the message isn't what's important. Messages do get distorted. They're delivered wrong sometimes. Orders are founded that preach the wrong thing, but the message at the core is what matters.
You know, it's funny because I questioned those exact same things when my masters tried to pull me to the dark side.
Was he powerful?
You know, quite frankly, I don't really recall, because when it happened, I was still too young.
Well, take it from me. Far from the end. My master, I knew that one day I would have to meet him in combat. And I also knew that if I struck him down, I would fall to the dark side. If I settled my feelings with him through the act of killing him, I would fall. And when I met him and we did battle, I didn't kill him. He killed himself in an attempt to kill me, but he had become blind and lost. And we can't blame ourselves for the failings of our students, and we can't blame ourselves for the failings of our masters. We all make our own decisions. And with that, you watch her as she kind of fades away.
I'll never get used to that.
Yep, no, you never do. All right.
You could just blast them away and get used to that. That works.
I mean, it worked the one time for you. You don't know that that always works.
All right, science time.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of Force Ghosts appear before you, son.
Oh, come on!
You already got to talk to Anakin.
The worst Force Ghost.
The worst
Excuse me?
Wow.
Excuse me.
One of the most powerful Jedi to
He
ever
literally
exist.
talked to me about sand.
He didn't. You talked about sand.
No, he brought that up first.
I don't think he did.
He did. I talked about hate, and he said he hated sand.
I don't want to say the worst Force Ghost that will ever appear because I know I'll get a lot of hate for it, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Fair enough. So yeah, it's evening starts to descend upon the Razorback and the Mandalorian encampment. Where is everyone going in the evening?
Song is still in the brig. He hasn't left since Ozzy.
Sifu remains out at Rajrook's gravesite.
Raven would probably go out to the grave.
You approach. It is Ozzy found a spot kind of in the shade of a rock formation with a piece kind of it kind of makes almost a U, and she's put this grave down in the center of the U. And at it, Sifu is just knelt in front of it, looking at it. You can tell she's been there for quite a while. Her cheeks are stained with tears. It's been a tough day for her. It's become very real all of a sudden.
Raven's gonna stand there for a minute. I'm not gonna ask if you're okay, because I know you're not. But you're at least holding up alright?
No, I'm not okay. Raven. She's my sister. And she killed him. And I don't know what to do with that.
Do you want my opinion?
I need to hear someone's. Because I got to tell you what I'm thinking in my mind right now, and my master would not be proud of it.
You're thinking like a Mandalorian.
Her hand kind of goes to her lightsaber and kind of like clutches around it.
I don't have a whole wise speech for you this time. I wish I could say I understand, but I really don't. Letting it consume you is not a good thing.
No.
And
I'm going to have to face her eventually. Like, there's no
you
way
won't be alone.
He nods at that. Yeah. I'm trying. I'm trying to control it. I'm trying to not hate her. Killed my father. She tried to kill my other father. And I gave her a chance not to attack me because I didn't believe she would, and she did. What am I supposed to do against that?
Easier said than done. You don't fight with your rage. You fight to give someone that has been hurt that badly release. There's no coming back from that. And if you fight that with hate, you're just going to end up in the same place.
Kind of nods. She thinks about that. I know what you're saying. Because as much as I'm angry with her, I feel bad for her. And that makes me feel guilty because emotions to the gravestone in front of her.
I know.
Damn it. She finally pushes up to her feet, kind of walks over to you, and just throws her arms around you and hugs you.
Raven will hug her back without the hesitation she had last time.
Kind of sobs into your chest for a little bit. And as you're hugging, Raven,
Of course.
what is your defense? Ranged?
1.
Ranged defense is 1. That is good to know. Roll. That is a tough roll, though. Purple and a black dice because you have a defense. And upgrade twice. Oh, boy. 2 failures and 2 advantage. Okay. As you are hugging, you hear a loud blaster shot go off, and just above and to the left of your head, you see a scorch mark in the rock wall that you're standing near. You recognize the shot immediately. That is what a sniper rifle leaves.
Cool.
What do you do?
How loud would that have been?
Yeah, I mean, if you were... Y'all probably would have heard it. Like, a lot of Mandalorians are starting to scramble on camp to, like figure out where a sniper is set up and shooting from.
I'd start heading outside.
Do you want me to divide this, like, action and, like in combat, or...
Just tell me what you want to do, and I'll figure out how I want it done.
Well, the first thing I would want to do is commit the force dice to agility, and then try to use, like, an aim maneuver, the true aim maneuver, to find where it came from, if I can do that.
Really hard. Well, I'll tell you what. It's gonna be tough. Difficulty 4 perception check.
Oh, hell. That's probably not going to happen. Where the hell is that? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not happening.
Ooh, no, that's not happening. Yeah, so here's the issue. It's a scorch mark, but there's really no good way of telling which direction it came from. Like, it's hard to tell, like, if it came in at an angle or kind of straight on. So you look out, you can tell it was based on where the rock was, it had to come from the direction of camp, but it could be well beyond the camp, or it could be anywhere in the camp, too.
Okay.
Sifu hits the deck immediately because there's a sniper shooting, and that's what you're supposed to do. She's going to look for some cover. There ain't much of it.
I was about to ask that.
The nearest cover would be the ship, so you'd want to kind of like sprint across and get towards the Razorback.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Gonna do that.
Song, you descend off the gangway of the Razorback, and you hear someone yelling "sniper," and you see Mandalorians kind of like a couple of them like jetpack up into the air to like try and get a vantage point, try and see who had done that. You see.
Do I see where Sifu is?
You see Sifu and Raven kind of like sprinting away from the gravesite towards the Razorback.
All right, so they're both running towards it then.
Yeah, they're running full speed. Yeah.
And Raven would be like between Sifu and where the shot probably came from.
I know that Seek is it? They're so stupid. Can I attempt to use that to maybe aid in a perception check to find where the sniper is?
Go ahead, make a difficulty 4 perception check. Well, no, because you weren't out of the ship when it happened, so no, I'm gonna say you can't right now. You didn't come down until you heard the shot.
Right. Okay. Then I guess I would just have my blaster out to try and return cover fire as they ran to the ship if I saw another
Yeah, if you saw another shot come. Okay.
shot. Yeah.
Galvin, you're in your workshop, which is right under the ship that they're currently running towards, when you hear a loud sniper shot come across heading out towards the gravesite. And M3 looks up. Statement, Master, I believe someone is shooting at us.
So just another Thursday then. All right.
Query, am I okay to shoot back?
Do you have a gun?
Query, may I have a gun?
Yeah, maybe we can arrange for that.
Statement, joyous day.
Medical droid.
Statement, the best medicine is a good offense.
Hey, listen, clerics. If Iris's thing with Bobby Blay told us anything, is that clerics can still just
Hey, yo, third level inflict wounds hits like a truck.
yeah, exactly.
So, just another quick question here. How because the seek power doesn't say how well you need to know something. It just says the general location or direction of a person or object you know about. So, could I use it to at least get a direction that the sniper is in?
In that you know that there is a sniper.
Right, and using the force to be like, what direction?
Ooh, the force is some hot bullshit, but I don't know if it's that hot of bullshit.
It says the force user allows the will of the force to lead the way to something lost or forgotten. So I would even argue that you don't have to have intimate knowledge of it.
Yeah. All right. I will say, go ahead and make a difficulty 4 perception check with a force your force rating rolled too as well. So whatever your normal roll is plus your white dice.
Okay, where is perception? And
This is the
force.
session where we all find out we dumped perception.
The force is some bullshit.
Yeah, it really
You
is.
said 4 purples?
4 purples, yep.
All right, I am going to use one of my upgrades and a destiny dice because Juxt isn't here and somebody has to.
Seems reasonable. All right, so
All right, so here we go. 3 yellows and a white.
3 threat, 1 triumph. Interesting.
And a dark side.
Interesting. All right.
So 3
nope.
strain.
Sorry, I get that one, and you get the light side down. There we go. All right, let's take a strain.
Just
Dark
one?
side's not going to help you. Oh, sorry, 3 strain. Yeah, take 3 strain. Dark side's not going to help you. Triumph. So you don't have any successes, but you do have a triumph. Oh, what do I want to give you for the triumph? Okay.
I just need a direction.
Yeah, that is what you're going to be able to get. You can feel it. Take a conflict. You can feel it in the distance. What
does taking a conflict in the middle of a thing mean?
Just remember that you have 1 conflict.
Oh, okay.
In case I forget later.
Sure.
You look over and you see Sifu running, and there's a moment of, did someone just shoot at my daughter?
Yep, that's the only reason I came out. I had no idea where she was, and
yeah, there's that moment for you, and an anger wells up within you at that.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, and you are able to sense the presence of someone who means your group harm. They are pretty far now. You can tell they're moving away, and they are to the southwest of here.
All right, then on whatever frequency some of the other Mandos, who you said some of them like went up into the air on jetpacks are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna radio to the south.
Okay, great. So you'll see them kind of take off, going, trying to catch up as quickly as they can. And yeah, they go. No more shots are being fired your way. Apparently, they were hoping to be one and done with it, and they're not stupid. They're not going to sit there and keep shooting with an encampment of Mandalorians there. But,
would I maybe be able to make a knowledge check to see if I could recognize what the weapon was based off of the sound of the shot?
Yeah, absolutely. You could go. Difficulty would be 3.
Would be like a warfare knowledge check.
I
don't have my thing.
I would let you do warfare or lore.
I think what? Oh no, I don't have my thing. I think it's just 5 green.
And what we get? Let's see.
Success.
2 successes. All right. So, you yourself are trying to like pick it out. It sounds like it's a high-powered rifle. You can tell, and it's definitely a sniper rifle. Definitely blaster shot, not a slug thrower, which is another common thing that Mandalorians do actually use. It is actually true. Mandalorians do like to use slug throwers because they're effective against Jedi. So, fun fact. It is M3T4 who eventually speaks up and goes, "Statement, Master, I believe that shot came from a Precision X marksman's rifle."
Well, would I know if that's like a standard issue thing within the area?
Mandalorians.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't know, but the good news is that both Raven and Song probably would.
Sorry. What did you say it was again?
Yeah, it's a Precision X marksman's rifle.
All right. I'll write that down. I'm bad with remembering names, so I gotta write it down. All right. We should go try to find Raven or Song. They might have a idea of.
Well, good news. You just found Raven because she comes bursting into your lab trying to take cover.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just about to come up. I just heard the gunfire.
Maybe stay down.
From what it sounded like. From what it sounded like, it was a Precision X marksman rifle. Is that a common?
How
No.
common is it?
No. That is not the standard issue marksman. Your Raven, your sniper rifle, the Blast Tech rifle that you have, that is the standard issue of Mandalorians.
Yeah. No, this is standard issue. That is pretty rare.
That narrows our search pool then. If we radio around to the different clans, they'll be able to let us know who has those.
That is true. You would be able to... It's true. I guess you would be able to find that out from asking the different clans. Fair enough.
I take Sifu inside and just like check her over, make sure she wasn't like hit or anything.
She nods. I'm fine. It's nice to see you, by the way.
I'm looking around awkward at everyone else who is still here as well.
Oh, you're back, Song. Didn't even.
Yeah.
Did Song tell anyone except Raven what he was going to do, or was it just Raven?
About going to the Lady in Waiting, you mean?
Yeah.
I think that everybody.
I think everyone knew. Yeah,
everyone knew. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it back alive.
You're one at least.
Sifu kind of like punches your shoulder. 2.
Yes. All right. Can we talk?
She nods. Brig?
Sure.
Okay. She will go with you to the brig and where you can talk privately.
So once we get in there, I hug her.
She hugs you back.
I'm so sorry that I didn't. If I would have known, if there was even a hint, I would have came and found you.
She nods. I know, Father. When you went to Terrace and Raj, Father, found out you were alive, he wanted to tell you right then and there that I was...
He knew?
He knew. I made him promise that he wouldn't tell you.
Why?
She kind of looks up at you as if like she knows her answer is not good enough, but she's like, Because I wanted to know what kind of man you were before you knew I was your daughter. Because once you knew I was your daughter, you were going to be different no matter what. And I wanted to see if the stories that he
No.
told about you were true.
No, you'd have got me. Either way.
Yeah, well. Stories he told about you were true, by the way.
Sure, they were embellished a bit. Hopefully we'll get some time to set the record straight.
I would say, if anything, he undersold it. But, yeah. So, listen, what we saw on The Lady in Waiting, don't tell anyone else I told you this, please. There's good in her. I can feel it.
I don't doubt that. But she has caused too much pain in this galaxy.
I know. I'm not.
Someone else on this ship would have you believe that death is an easy way out as a punishment. A lot of people would probably tell you that, but punishment isn't doled out to teach a lesson to those who perpetrate the wrongs. You do it to bring justice and give some sense of peace and finality to those who were wronged. Even if Tsune could be saved, doesn't change anything that she's done.
No. But if she just dies, then all the people she hurt and all the people she wronged, their deaths were for nothing.
Yeah, that's one of the unfortunate truths of the universe, isn't it?
Maybe it doesn't have to be. I've seen it. If I fight her again, she won't be able to kill me.
There's a lot more hate in her after what we did than there was to begin with.
I feel it too.
There isn't a whole lot of her left.
No.
And if we make a mistake, there isn't going to be a whole lot of you and I left either.
Yeah.
We owe more to each other and to those who are still alive than we do to whatever's left of her. And that's not on you. That's on your mother and myself.
Sometime, I don't know that now's the time, but sometime, I want to know what Mom was like.
There'll be time for that.
Yeah. I don't know how else to say this, so I'm just going to come out and say it. I was Raj's only kid. I'm in charge of Clan Rook now.
Yeah.
Or at
Yep,
least
you would,
I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like shakes her head. I can't. I can't. I don't know how. I can't do it.
He puts both of his hands on her shoulders. You can. And you do it one day at a time.
He nods.
I'm here if you need me.
I'm going to, because I don't know how to lead people or any of that or anything that
Well,
Dad did.
Okay, all right, look, leading people is actually a lot easier than people will have you believe. But here's the number one rule. Don't listen to anyone else. Whatever the Mandalore tells you you're supposed to do, whatever your master tells you to do, whatever any of these doctrines or Mandalorian rules, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is right here. And I tap on her chest. So long as you feel good here when you make a decision, that's the right thing to do.
She
Of
nods.
all else, you listen to yourself.
Okay. You're not going to like my first decision.
And what would that be?
I'm going to wear the cape.
He stands up and he walks out of the room.
Damn it, Callie.
she kind of just giggles as you leave.
And goes into Ozzy's room.
That's right. It's her room.
And I don't know if she's in there or not, but starts to rummage through a closet or a bin or something.
Ozzy kind of glances over at you. Can I help you?
No, I'm almost done. And picks up an old looking box that actually has a hole melted into like the corner of it. And comes back out towards Thifu, dusting off what looks like a relic. When your father and I completed our training, when he bought his first cape, and he thought that it would be cool, air quotes, if I had one too. And I don't know why I kept it, but I certainly never wore it. And he's going to open the box and take the cloak out, which has, from where that hole was burned in the side, probably from Ellie, there are holes in the cape as well.
Yeah.
And he hands it to her. It's yours now.
He kind of looks at it. It's got
Ozzy might be able to fix. I don't know if she sews or not.
It's actually a very fitting cape because Raj, wanting to symbolize the brotherhood of Clan Rook and Clan Vizsla, it is a cape done in both of the clan's colors, and it bears both of their insignias upon it, one on each shoulder. She looks at it, and it's mostly the bottom of the cape has been eaten through with holes at this point. It's been mostly destroyed by time, ravage, and Gizkabile.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at it, and then you see like an idea flicker in her mind, and she smiles and ignites her lightsaber and lifts it up and cuts away the bottom of it with her lightsaber, leaving kind of a almost burned, jagged pattern at the bottom of it. And Raj's cape, notably, went almost down to his ankles. It was a very long, unnecessary cape. She has now cut hers into a half cape. And she throws it around herself and ties it off. Nods.
Good.
She smiles again, and she reaches up and hugs you.
Returns the hug.
This is gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind. I asked Raven not to execute you or anything like that.
She wouldn't have done it anyway.
No, I don't think so either.
But, and as head of Clan Rook, you're going to make sure this does happen. She will put me on tribunal.
Very well.
More people in this galaxy need to start answering for the decisions they make. And they have to see that.
I will petition her to do so. Awkward as that's going to be. Anyway.
He stands, salutes her.
She's like,
What,
no,
hold
no,
on,
that's
hold on,
not,
hold on,
no,
hold on,
that's
hold on.
not happening. No.
What do you call like the head of a clan when they're not Mandalore?
Clan leader.
Just so
To
we
be
should be
clan leader.
Clan leader
Rook.
Rook.
Rook,
Okay,
yep.
so yeah, I just do that.
No,
Go,
no,
Clan leader Rook.
no, none of that. Absolutely not. You are my father, and you are not doing that.
All right, little womp rat.
Kind of gives you a blank look like. It's better, but I'm not happy about it. And she leaves.
Well, ask me about it later, and you might be more happy. And as she leaves, the smile, which was persistent on his face through most of that exchange, just immediately vanishes, and he goes back into the brig.
Okay. Raven. That evening, it's probably an hour later when the two Mandalorians who went off in search of the last one return. They nod to you. One of them taking their helmet off. She is a blonde-haired Mandalorian. Her hair is very short, almost buzzed length, but with just a wick of hair coming off the front. And she has a tattoo of a Rancor, actually, on her left cheek. She has seen a lot of work over the years. And she nods. We were not able to locate the shooter, but we did find out that they are Mandalorian. We found some boot prints, and they are standard issue Mandalorian boots.
Raven would have put out asking, like, hey, who has this kind of rifle? Earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Come on, GM. We know who did it.
So
we're CSI in this shit.
Yeah. So it is not standard issue rifling, and all the clans report back that is the case, that none of them offer the Precision X Marksman's Rifle as their standard issue. However, 3 of the clans do offer them upon request. These 3 clans are Clan Visla, your clan, Clan Rook, and Clan Saxon.
Cool. Well, we at least have it narrowed down to 3 clans.
Indeed. The Mandalorian nods. Are you okay, Mandalore? It's been a while since we've had an attempt made on a Mandalore's life like that. Usually it's more direct.
They missed. I'm fine.
Well, that is good at least. Would you like us to double the security around the Razorback? Is this where you'll be staying tonight?
But I'm tempted to tell you to let them try again. Maybe we catch them in the act.
Where's this conversation happening?
I mean, this would be like at the gangway of the Razorback probably, or in the common room.
No, where is it? Because one of those I would hear, the other one I wouldn't.
Fair enough. Probably in the common room. I'm assuming Raven's not just standing on the gangway.
Yeah.
Then you hear Song yell, "Find out who those rifles belong to."
Already did.
The
Either
names of the
Vizsla,
Mandalorians.
Rook, or Saxon.
That's the clan. Find out who owns them. One of them took the shot. Right, make up an NPC on the spot, Kelly.
No, I have to make up like 1,000 NPCs on the spot. It's not an uncommon rifle. It's just not standard issue.
Oh, I thought you said that those 3 clans each had one of them in them.
No. They offer them. Those are the 3 clans where you can request that rifle.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was a bit more rare than that. Like,
No.
It would be like a handful of people.
In this encampment, there are probably... So this is an encampment of like about 4,000 Mandalorians right now.
Sure.
There's probably 250 people who use that rifle.
Never mind then. Song did not say that.
Okay.
I'll be in here. They'll have to try to get in here to try again.
Okay.
It's not like they can take a sniper shot through the hull.
That would be an impressive shot.
There is a gun like that in the movie Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There is. Yo, you know what? Now there is a gun like that in Star Wars. Never mind. Y'all are going to die tonight.
Actually,
Thanks,
never seen that
Callie.
movie.
The freaking rail gun? Yeah.
That is a deep cut right there.
The evening grows into night. The sun dips down. It starts getting very cold outside, as it does in the desert, and you have to close up the gangway and let the ship's climate control basically keep you all alive, because desert bad at night, very cold. There is a not all the Mandalorians are on ships. However, there is a roaring fire that has been built, and the Mandalorians are doing as Mandalorians do. They are celebrating in the evening, for they have all survived another day. It's a large part of Mandalorian culture. Normally, they would all do this within their own clans, but as all the clans are gathered together at the moment in a war, they are doing so together, which is
Wait,
an
hold on.
interesting sight.
Are you saying that they're having a Mandalorian tailgate party? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, they're basically tailgating in Jakku right now. It's pretty
Cool.
awesome.
Tailgating in Jakku is not a phrase I ever thought I would hear.
From
Not a phrase I ever thought I
Mandalorian
would say.
specifically, yeah.
Aneris, that evening, a large cadre of single fighter starships start putting down just off the edge of the encampment in one of the few spaces that are left. These are all recognizable as Jedi Starfighters, which is a ship design that is ancient. Like, even technically Song Z95 would be ancient since this game is so far in the future, but I didn't want to make up all new ships. So this thing is old by that standard. But this thing is an old ship.
So we're talking like Revenge of the Sith starfighters?
We're talking like KOTOR starfighters.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, like these are very old ships, but that's the ships that they use. They
I
all
have
put
a fucking car from 2005 that's falling apart, and they have a ship from 20,000 years ago.
Yeah, they sure do, and it's in great shape too.
bullshit.
They take good care of it.
Some bullshit.
So the Jedi Rangers all start setting down, and you immediately notice that the Mandalorian encampment becomes on kind of high alert. Everyone's a little uncomfortable with the space wizards that have just put down on the outside of camp and started getting out, each of them with a lightsaber on their hip. Raven.
The leader is basically a space wizard at this point.
Raven, you can see the Mandalorians kind of like, listen, there's booze involved, there's partying involved, and now, like, the enemy has just shown up. And
Oh no, it's turning into a U of M Michigan State tailgate.
Oh no.
yeah, exactly. The MSU bus has just arrived at Wolverine, or at Michigan Stadium.
Dear Lord.
Yeah,
Sports
Raven's gonna be
referencing.
basically trying to diffuse tensions the entire time.
Pretty
much
No,
gonna
these
run
aren't the
toward them.
evil ones. We have bigger problems.
Got it. Aneris, what are you going to go over and say you are going to meet? What is her name? No, his name, sorry.
I like to think Wookiee Squadron's like, no, the Jedis are actually really cool, guys.
Yeah, the Wookiee Squadron is like, yo, actually, there's this one Jedi, though, who's totally kick-ass, and you should watch him fight. And then you hear Stampaka just kind of roar off in the background, and they're like, yeah! They just start cheering. They have all, by the way, taken the symbol of Kashyyyk on their shoulder, and they are they are all about the Wookiee now. They have basically forsaken their clan and are now following around Stampaka.
Wow, they made a whole new Wookiee clan. Okay.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
need
nice.
that in Legion. In
Clan
Star Wars.
Shiri Wook. Aneris, you are approached by a man who looks to be in his probably early 40s. He has stark gray hair. Silver hair would be more accurate. He also has his eyes are wrapped around. You cannot see them; they're completely covered in cloth. He is a Miralukan individual. Miralukans are all blind, and if you ever see under their eye wraps, it's creepy what you're gonna see underneath it. I know I dated one once. To clarify, Rhea's
Hi,
girlfriend
Sarah.
was Sarah's character, who was a Miralukan.
Sarah laughing is making how true the story actually is.
That's about it. He's a Miralukan man. They see with the Force.
Interesting.
He approaches you and nods. Jedi Master Eldon.
Just kind of uneased at the fact that he's looking straight at me and can't see, and I don't see his eyes. Yes, that would be me. I assume you're the Jedi Rangers that Grandmaster Vandar sent.
My name is Siru Vos, and no, I have not spoken with Grandmaster Vandar in some time. we were all visited by, he kind of glanced around, by the Force Ghost of Rhea Jax, who asked that we come to your aid.
Well, you all are very much welcomed here.
He glances towards the encampment of Mandalorians. I am not certain that is true.
Well, funny thing. They're Mandalores, Force sensitive.
He seems to think about that for a moment. These are strange times.
Would you like to hear about my Padawan?
You've taken a Padawan. That is good. Well, I understand the Jedi Order is going to be in need of much rebuilding, and I am sorry. I know our orders have not seen eye to eye in a very long time, but both of us strove to do good in the galaxy, and we recognize that still.
We can get through that. That's not going to be an issue. What's going to be an issue is dealing with the Sith.
Indeed, and that is why we are here. My brethren and sisters, we have ever strove not to answer to any unified body or government or people. We journey and do as we see is right, as the Force tells us is right. However, the Sith cannot be ignored. If we allow them to take over now, there will be no stopping them.
And this one is going to be a very tough one to stop.
I fear you are correct. We have heard whispers of the name Darth Revan throughout the corners of the galaxy.
Well, that's what we've come to learn. But there's another.
The one who slew your Jedi Grand Master.
Yes, unfortunately.
I am sorry. She was a good woman.
That she was.
Then, I believe I would be accurate in saying Jedi Grand Master Anaris Eldon.
Oh, that's a new one.
Were there anyone else?
Well, I have to tell you, I gladly accept the title, though I'm still getting used to being just a regular Jedi Master.
Well, whatever we can do to assist you.
I appreciate that.
Our orders don't always see eye to eye, and we have somewhat different beliefs, but at the core, we're similar. So if there is anything that I can aid you in, or any of us can aid you in, you need only ask. In the meantime, we would like to petition your Mandalore to join the cause.
Well, I don't think that should be too hard of an ask.
I hope not. I know there were those among even the Jedi who were not in favor. They believed too many years of bad blood between the Mandalorians and those of the Force. And I had to tell them, simply put, you must let it go. Because if we don't stand united now, we won't have another chance. I don't believe it.
Well, I will tell you things will be very much different once you have a conversation with her.
I hope so. Would you perhaps broker a meeting?
I can definitely arrange that.
Thank you. We are going to set up our own encampment around here until the Mandalorians and the Jedi are a little more comfortable with one another. I think it best we don't intermingle too much.
I can understand that.
He nods and looks to his the other Jedi with him, or Jedi with him, and they all nod and go and begin to set up their own kind of camp.
And now I'm going to start heading towards Raven.
Raven, you are literally listening to a bunch of members of Clan Vizsla saying, "Hey, maybe we should go. We could all get ourselves a tattoo. We could. This is a good opportunity. We may never get another one. The Jedi are almost extinct. How are we going to get a tattoo?"
hear me out here. Sith tattoos. More seriously, she's like, no, we have bigger problems.
They kind of like give you a look. That said, they're kind of into the Sith tattoo idea. They're like, yo, what's their symbol look like? Is it cool as hell?
The skull with a dagger through it.
Callie, I don't remember what that symbol is. Is that just the Empire symbol?
I don't think I've ever seen a Sith
snake, and a snake is like curling around the dagger. You can make it be whatever you want it to be.
I'm gonna put up a picture of the Sith symbol.
We're
right
2,000 years in the future. Who cares?
Exactly.
So I need to make this very clear. There's been a lot of Sith symbols over the years because no one can make up their fucking mind.
No, the Sith symbol, I'm going to tell you what it is right now before you show it.
Mm-hmm.
One big black sphere with two smaller spheres sitting on top of it.
It is the Mickey Mouse logo. Yeah, I suppose it could be
Mickey
that.
Mouse logo.
Black pips on the fur force die.
Let's see. My downloads, right? No. What? No, I don't want to save image. SVG document. What is the matter with you?
You having trouble there? You sound like a boomer.
I'm feeling like a boomer.
Ouch.
Oh, sorry, Turlo. Are you a boomer?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Don't worry about it.
I'm glad to say I'm not a Gen Zer either.
Thought that I had boomed somebody.
I'm in that weird space between Gen X and Millennial.
There we go. Finally. All right. This is what the Sith symbol looks like. Motherfucker, where are you? God damn it.
You need Galvin to roll a check here for you to help you out.
I'm not even sure it would help at this point.
The day that Galvin
There it
rolls a
is.
failure on a tech check, I tell you.
All right, there we go.
It happened last session.
This is the
Did
Sith
it?
symbol.
Oh, that's boring. At least put some fire around it.
It would look like cool on a tattoo, though.
Yeah, it would.
So
Wait,
yeah.
isn't that the symbol in Raid for everybody run the fuck away? It's just like
Yeah,
arrows.
kinda,
pointing
actually, yeah.
everyone
It's a triangle one, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted. There's an important Jedi Master Mandalore conversation about to happen.
Yeah. So as you are finally diffusing this group of drunk Mandalorians who want to go pick a fight with the Jedi, up comes another Jedi who wants to talk to you, but you know this one very well, Daenerys.
Please tell
Raven?
me they didn't pick a fight.
No fights. But our new arrivals would like to, well, get together.
Let's hope they don't do something stupid in the meantime.
Well, they've decided to make camp away from our wonderful partying friends to not cause any drama.
Let's hope that helps.
But in their request, they seemed very sincere. You know, they aren't exactly the same type of Jedi as me. However, we do have the same guidelines as far as, you know, wisdom in the Force and helping who needs help. And they are not happy about
I
the
was
Sith.
going to point at the Mandalorians. I was talking about them doing something stupid.
Oh, yeah, that's not for me to worry about.
Yeah, I know.
Ketra can do it though.
She's on Nalhada.
Oh, that's right. Well then, forget I even said that. Who do you trust to watch him?
That's probably a pretty short list. I'm
afraid if you were to ask Song, he would probably join them and cause a whole lot more ruckus than there already is.
tempted to say Sifu.
I mean, she's a clan leader. What do you want?
That could work.
I mean, you also had said, like, between the things Raven would probably have a couple of people to delegate to, but like I never came up with names.
Yeah, I mean CJ's personal guard would be fine too. So you could do Sifu, you could do CJ's personal guard. You could put Song in charge. Like, yeah, you've a lot of options actually.
Feeling Sifu and the guard just to make sure nothing stupid happens.
Makes sense. Sifu nods and kind of like looks around like, so you want me to make sure they don't kill people? Okay, well, I can. Yeah, sure, I got this. She like kind of like pounds her chest.
I'm just gonna kind of walk up to Sifu and toss her a cookie that I stole from Song, and you can do some party tricks while you're at it.
She kind of glances. I don't know that I'm going to use the Force to try and impress the Mandalorians. I think I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I
didn't say the Force, but okay.
Oh,
non-canon song comes over the radio. Show him your cape.
Hey, the members of Clan Rook think her cape is sick.
Yeah.
Show him the cape.
Raven, you make your way over to the encampment that the Jedi Rangers are setting up. You notice a group of them are meditating together. Jedi Rangers don't typically get to hang out with other Force sensitives, so this is kind of an interesting experience for most of them who are used to being kind of lone wolves. And they are taking this as an opportunity to like talk to one another, learn from one another, and they're meditating a lot. But you make your way over, and a lot of eyes are on you. Very strange sight to see Mandalore speaking to the Jedi. But you approach Sura Vos, and yeah, he nods. As I said before, he's a man probably in his 40s with silver hair. You do notice that his eyes are completely bandaged over. But that nonetheless, he seems to look directly at you as you approach.
Prize Raven anymore, so
Fair. I mean, in fairness, you've probably seen a Miralucan before. Like you know what they are.
Oh, okay.
He nods. Mandalore, is it right? Yes.
Raven will just nod.
You'll forgive me. My the Jedi Rangers don't really have a strict government system, but they have asked me to speak on their behalf. My name is Siru Vos.
I'm hoping you have good news for me, considering you saved all our asses back on Dantooine.
We were asked to by the founder of our order. We would have come irrelevant of who needed saving. We are here in the hopes of joining you. I don't believe, as much as my brethren and sisters are strong and powerful in the Force in their own way, I do not believe that they would stand up to the entirety of the Sith Empire.
No one can stand up to that alone.
I think you are correct. Then we don't really have any terms, I wouldn't say, other than when this is over, we will return to Dantooine and rebuild our temple so that new Jedi Rangers can be trained, and then we will resume doing as we do.
Looks at... Actually, she has her helmet on, so... Behind her helmet, Raven looks a little bit sheepish. Yeah, I kind of figured it might be best for the Sith not to have that. Sorry.
It is a building made of stone and rock and metal. What is important is what people learned inside it, and that knowledge continues on in the galaxy.
I definitely assumed they were the secret hoarding type.
The Jedi?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Like, they don't go around and, like, proselytize by any stretch of imagination, but they're not a super secretive people, I wouldn't say.
Okay.
Nods. Then what would you have us do?
Quick, remind me. Okay, we came here because there's nothing else around, obviously.
Right.
Can I make like a leadership roll? Because I honestly have no idea.
Sure.
Any difficulty or
Nope. Just tell me what you get.
2 success and an advantage?
Cool. With 2 success and an advantage. So they're Jedi. I mean, they're Jedi, but they're still powerful Force users. They're used to operating alone, so maybe putting them all into battle with one another, it might work well. Maybe not. They might be better off serving as commanders, give them each a squadron of Mandalorians to work with. Yeah, that could work as long as the
like a
Mandalorians
lead
don't
brick.
lynch. Yeah, as long as the Mandalorians don't lynch them, that could work. That it could be like you've seen firsthand how useful it can be to have a Jedi with you. Like Daenerys has proven his worth.
Mhm.
So there might be something to having them kind of work with squadrons of Mandalorians. That's going to take a little effort and probably a big leadership check on your part, but like that would be doable.
Just have Wookiee Squadron show them the path.
Listen, Wookiee Squadron is all about like they're like we're okay with following a Jedi as long as it's that one. It has to be him. They're not following
Wookiee
anyone else.
Squadron are all doing keg stands right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wookiee Squadron has drank more than anybody tonight. This night's gonna be legendary for Wookiee Squadron.
Wookiee Squadrons are just the Madden bros. I want you to know that.
100%. Like Wookiee Squadron showed up to this tailgate at 6 a.m. and they are ready to go. They started pre-gaming last night.
I'm also debating the idea of having them basically like small strike teams of them.
That's also a very good use of Jedi. Jedi are frequently used, or at least
Maybe in Isla territory.
yeah. I mean, that would not be a terrible use of Jedi. Like small teams, like 5 of them. Like,
Because fuck
Mhm.
that hoe.
yo,
Yeah, I think that's
Isla
what I'm
a
gonna go
bitch.
with.
Okay. He nods. So it's more like a special ops unit.
Yeah.
Think the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but with Jedis.
Right. Gotcha.
I
nods.
didn't play that.
It was great. For a tacked on multiplayer into a game that did not need it.
Yeah,
Great.
it was really good. He nods. That we can do for you. Yeah. I will instruct them that they are. Who should they take their orders from?
Probably best to take orders from Daenerys.
Very well then. I will have them report for orders from Daenerys and
Grandmaster Daenerys.
from Grandmaster Daenerys, indeed. Yeah, we will go from there. He nods graciously. Mandalore, I hope when this is over that we need not return to what we were before in regards to one another.
Some changes in mind for my people when things are over, but let's survive first.
Agreed. I think the Jedi and the Jedi are also ready for some changes. And he will return to his work, finishing getting the camp set up. And yeah, you're all good. There is.
If I have a chance, I'd like to send a message to Daenerys.
Yeah, like on a communicator?
Yeah, like if he has time to stop by the brig.
Sure. So, Daenerys, you get on your communicator and see that there is a message to you from Song saying, hey, could you stop by the brig?
I am on my way.
Raven, you take a little while to kind of walk around the Jedi camp and just kind of get You've never seen Jedi Rangers, save for one. You did see one Jedi Ranger down the barrel of your scope, and you killed him. But you've never really seen Jedi Rangers just as they are when they're not being Force users. They're a very calm people. They do meditate quite a bit. You can see a good chunk of them working on their lightsabers because they don't have a structured like government. They have to maintain their tech and everything while they're out in the field. They have to do all their tech maintenance and all of their anytime they need to construct a new lightsaber or anything like that, they have to do that in the field. So you see a good chunk of them working on stuff like that. You see some of them practicing their kata and stances. It's interesting to see this people that is usually so disparate just seamlessly start working together.
Maybe one of them can fix the darksaber.
Oh shit, yeah, that could happen.
Evan's probably going to be like, "Hey, so how do you do this whole fixing thing?"
One of them kind of like glances up at you as a Mandalorian, just asks them how to fix a lightsaber. Well, are you serious?
Gonna pick up the darksaber. Met the business end of a rancor.
He nods as he looks it over. The kyber crystal has been damaged. You're lucky it didn't explode. Sit down. We'll work on it.
Raven will sit.
Okay. While that's happening, Anaris, you return to the Razorback, and there, in the brig, you meet up with Song.
Who is just sitting on the floor right now, like up against the wall. This is probably the most unwound that you have ever seen him, Anaris. Like, he's shook. And isn't trying to hide it at all.
Just gonna casually walk in and say something on your mind.
Yeah, firstly, I wanted to apologize for the way I spoke to you when I returned.
Well, it was a heated moment, for sure.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that in my life. And you know what you and your people, the Jedi, do with the Force. That's supposed to be about managing your emotions and hate. Yeah.
In a nutshell, yes.
How do you do it then? Because I can't remember a time that I didn't. And I always had something to focus it on. You know, whether it was the status quo on Mandalore, whether it was my targets when I was with my family, whether it was some unseen force that I blamed for their death, or Darth Toxis, or the Sith, or Katra. And I don't have anyone else to put this blame on anymore. I don't know what to do with it.
I don't think blame is your issue. But we all handle these things in different ways. I think right now, you're dealing with the fact that you have a child that you have not seen for her entire life because of everything that's happened. And, I mean, I've only known some of the details that Raven and Sifu have divulged to me, and I
Darth
can't even...
Toxis is my daughter, Anaris.
I understand that, and I don't even know where to begin to tell you how to deal with that situation.
My wife was a Sith. Sifu has that in her blood.
Doesn't mean that's what she'll become. Your daughter's a remarkable student.
Yeah.
Done things that I can only imagine doing.
She's lost a lot.
We all have.
She's probably not done losing.
Are any of us done with that ever?
This is going to be different. She expects me to survive, and I don't know if I do.
Every day, I don't know if I'm going to survive this. But I keep going.
You just promise me on your space magic or whatever it is that you do that if I don't make it, that you're going to make sure that she doesn't end up like the rest of her family.
I'll do my best, Song. That's all I can give you. Promises aren't something that Jedis make. Because a promise is almost as close as emotion.
He just nods dejectedly. Appreciate your time.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to try my damnedest. I'm just going to kind of casually walk out the room, but make sure he's not trying to beat the crap out of himself.
All right. We're going to jump back over to Raven, who is watching as they are working on repairing a lightsaber that they had damaged in the battle on Dantooine. Now that they're able to actually sit down. And you kind of watch. It's actually a fascinating thing to watch as this Jedi raises the lightsaber up using the Force, and it all starts to just come apart. Like every piece of the lightsaber starts to disassemble. And inside you can see the kyber crystal within a brilliant blue kyber crystal being in the core of it. And you can see that there's a damaged receptor on it where a piece of it, the lightsaber was where he was attacked. And one small manipulation at a time, that piece is removed and taken out, and a replacement is brought and put in. And then with a wave of their hand, the lightsaber comes back together, just as it was before. This is a Jedi artisan who is very good at this, and they have been practicing it for a very, very long time. But he nods to you. Let us see your dark saber.
She'll a little bit reluctantly hand it over.
Looks at it, and at the kyber crystal within. This was not your kyber crystal.
Very potentially very distant ancestor.
I think it will work again. And he takes it out, and he puts it into your hand. And as it's sitting in your hand, you can feel it kind of pulse a couple times. It's familiar. It feels very familiar, like when you spoke with Tor Vizsla. There was that same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
He is still in there somewhere. The time that he worked with that lightsaber, you feel a rush of confidence too in you, like you haven't felt in a while. It's like you have someone putting a hand on your shoulder. What it feels like. And the Jedi watches as the crystal glows a little bit and nods. You must construct a new lightsaber. That one is damaged beyond repair. Your crystal will serve, but you must construct a new lightsaber.
Would have taken her helmet off. She looks up, kind of sort of floored, like, can I do that? How?
You must find. There are 3 pieces that you will need, some of which we can provide for you, but one only you can provide. We will provide for you an emitter and your hilt. But there is more to building a lightsaber than that. It must be yours. It is the tool of a Jedi and a Jedi equally. It must be something built for you. It will be your lifeline in this world. So, bring to me something that you would have built into your lightsaber, something meaningful to you. and it will
There's
be with you
only-
always.
Meta note, I'm assuming the emitter guard that she had made isn't gonna cut it.
You could absolutely use that as your new emitter. It wasn't destroyed, but this needs to be something personal to you. Not like you created that as a symbol of something personal to you. This needs to be something you physically possess that is important to you.
It's gonna be the wedding ring.
I mean, it can be if that's what you would wish it to be.
I mean, I don't think she has much else.
Okay. He nods. If this is what you wish to use, it is acceptable. Fine material. But more important is what it means to you. What would you do for the person that you wore this ring for?
Anything.
Good. Then that is the feeling that you will take with you whenever you must needs draw your blade. Now, you fight not only for yourself, but for her whenever you draw it. He goes to work. Again, opening up these different parts, the emitter, the hilt, the pommel, and bringing in the wedding ring. And you can see as it kind of goes in over the top of the emitter over the top of the hilt before the emitter goes on it, and the ring slides down a good ways onto the rather thin hilt of the blade. And as it seals up again, he welds the ring so that it attaches to the blade. And now, just above the ignition of your lightsaber is your wedding ring, as in a stark, dark band around the lightsaber. And he looks to you. I cannot put your kyber crystal into your blade. Only you can do that. And he hands you the nearly finished lightsaber. You must set the kyber crystal carefully.
Do I need force move to do that, or can I do
not.
that?
You can do a mechanics check on your lightsaber.
Oh
Because you are a force sensitive and it is your lightsaber, you get to decrease the difficulty twice.
What is mechanics? Oh boy, that's only 2 green for me.
If you call Meta over, you get an upgrade, don't you?
Indeed.
I don't know. Does that apply?
But normally your difficulty is going to be 2 purple, which would decrease to 1 red, which would decrease to 1 purple, is the difficulty of this check.
Oh boy.
If you have a banked upgrade or a destiny pool, it might not be the worst time to use it.
I mean, if you'll
Ju-
let me use the sub that renewed yesterday.
Juxta's not here. Somebody's got to use those destiny dice.
That's a fair point. I'll use the destiny point.
All right.
So
Upgrade your
green,
check.
green. Okay, so yellow, green, purple.
Yellow, green, purple.
I'm still nervous.
What's the worst
How the
that could happen
hell?
if you fail? Oh.
2 failures. Well, we're going to find out.
Not my fault this time.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's gonna blow up, right?
No.
How the actual
if there was
hell?
if there was a red die available and you got into despair, it might. So you try to set the kyber crystal in it, and it doesn't. You're not quite able to manipulate it finely enough yet with the force. You're still learning. The Jedi watches you, and he kind of smiles, and he's seen many a Padawan fail at this over the years, and he nods. Keep at it. When you are able to, you will set it properly, and the blade will be yours once again. But he hands you the unfinished lightsaber and the kyber crystal, and you may try it, once a day.
Okay.
All
I
right,
know what I'm doing first thing in the morning.
there you go. Something of a commotion can now be heard back towards camp.
Who can hear it? Excuse me.
I would say everyone can probably hear it. It's getting loud like there's not a riot, that's not the word, but like there's a big argument that's broken out.
Would I know that Raven had put Sifu in charge of like keeping the peace, do you think?
Probably, yeah.
All right, then, as a concerned parent, I'm
Yeah.
going
Oh
to
no.
head outside just to make sure that everything's copacetic.
Yeah, no, it's not. There's kind of a fight. Someone's being held back right now who apparently just threw a punch. And yeah, it's not great. Because the person on the other side of it is Sifu, who is kind of on her butt right now with a black eye.
I see the person who threw the punch.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, they are well, I mean, at least they're being held right now, held back by like 3 other people. And he looks pretty pissed. Well, he has a mask. He has a helmet on, so it's hard to tell.
Are they a Clan Rook member?
They are a member of Clan Rook. Well, they've got the Clan Rook symbol on them anyway.
Right. Oh boy. What's Sifu doing right now?
Sifu is just like she was a little shocked by it. Clearly, she wasn't expecting to get cold cocked. She pushes back up to her feet and kind of glares over at him as she approaches.
I'm just gonna wait.
Nods. All right. Yeah. The guy he sounds pissed, and he is starting to just berate her. And eventually, his helmet is taken off. You recognize the person underneath that helmet. Song, you would anyway. Raven, I assume you're on your way back. Yeah, you wouldn't recognize this person other than that they're Clan Rook. Song, you do. This was one of Raj's friends when he was young. Like when you were young and hanging out, you would have probably seen this guy a few times. He was all right. He wasn't anything special as far as a Mandalorian goes, but more importantly, he was one of Raj Rook's lieutenants in the more modern times. And he kind of spits and is just like, I'll fucking die before I follow a Jedi bitch.
Waiting to see how Sifu reacts.
She seems to be trying to figure out her how she wants to handle that. And she kind of glares up at him and approaches closer. She motions for them to let him go, and they do. And he kind of like drops forward a little bit, and she looks down at him and is just like, "My father would never have left you in charge anyway." And he is fucking pissed at that. He looks up hatefully at her. And you notice on his back is a Precision X marksman's rifle.
Okay.
He kind of looks at him, and he
I'm going to start slowly sort of through the crowd, making my way around so I'm behind where he is.
Got it. He glowers for a moment before nodding. Never gonna forgive myself for missing you earlier. She nods. And looks around to everyone else. I am the leader of Clan Rook. My father was Raj Rook. And she looks down at him. And if you have a problem with it, we can settle it as Mandalorians do. And he kind of looks up at her, like, almost confused, like, did you just say that to me? Am I about to challenge a child to a duel? But he nods. Very well, then. I challenge you for leadership of Clan Rook. He nods. Your challenge is accepted. They start to walk away from the encampment, finding a nice open space that is not near where everyone is sitting.
I assume people still follow to watch,
Oh yeah.
though.
Oh yeah. Everyone is watching. Like there's a challenge has been made for leadership of a clan. It's a big fucking deal.
Yep.
And Sifu makes her way out. They walk kind of out a little ways into the desert where they'll have plenty of room. And she turns and nods
Should
to
this
him.
be like officiated by any sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Armor forger?
I mean, as long as there's one there to watch would be important. And
Fair enough.
Ozzy is there, so she's
Yeah,
watching.
fair enough.
I mean, there's a number of Smiths there to be fair.
Sure. Smiths, that's what the word I'm looking for.
So, Sifu nods to him, and they both kind of take a stance. He kind of puts a hand back towards his rifle, and they're both gonna roll for initiative. As I get Sifu's stats up. There is his stats. Where are Sifu's? Great. Okay. He rolls cool presence.
Oh, it doesn't seem pretty cool to me.
And
Seems like a
rolls
dick.
Cool presence. He has actually the same cool presence as he does. Interesting. All right, he gets to go first.
By one advantage.
By one advantage, he gets to go first. So, with a flick of the wrist, he is going to whip his marksman's rifle out. He is going to use the true aim maneuver, and he is going to take a shot at her. So he is going to roll yellow, 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 green. That against difficulty is 2 purple. And she doesn't have armor, so she is just 2 purple. 1 success and 3 advantage. All right, he's going to deal her a crit. So she's going to get hit for 9 damage. She has a soak of 4, so she's going to take 5 wounds.
Does she have more soak than me in Mando armor?
I don't.
No,
think
never
so.
mind.
I think your
Never
soak
mind.
is
She
like
does
7. Yeah,
It's 5.
5. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's got a soak of 4 because she has good brawn and she has armor that gives her 1. So she's got 3 brawn and 1 armor.
Oh shit! Maybe I'm not wearing my Mando armor then. That would be dumb.
That would not be ideal. So he rolls a crit plus 20. What's the command for that, Callie? It is
No, Mando armor is only a soak of 2.
crit plus 20. Very little armor gives more than plus 2. Bowled over. The target is knocked prone and suffers 1 strain. So he whips his gun out and blasts her, and it catches her straight in the chest, and she kind of like flies onto her back, knocked over. And that didn't feel particularly good, so she's going to take a strain, and she's knocked prone. On her turn, she is going to...
My hand is on my disruptor pistol, by the way.
Okay, good to know. On her turn, she is going to spend a maneuver to get back to her feet, spend a 2 strain to get another maneuver, and dart over to him, and she's going to ignite her lightsaber and take a swing. Her lightsaber check is still not the best. It is yellow.
We have destiny dice for her to use. She is part of our party, just FYI.
She has 1 available to her, yes.
Yep.
Yellow,
okay.
green against 2 purple. He has the same armor, so she does. 3 successes. All right, so she is going to kind of dart forward, and she is going to slash upwards, cutting across his chest plate, and that's going to deal 8 wounds back to him. And it's back around to his turn. He will... he already true aimed. He'll maneuver to move away to short range, and then spend 2 strain to maneuver again, and use true aim to attack her again. Green. Short range is 1 purple. Oh, 2 success and 3 advantage. All right, so this is going to be a crit plus 30. Crit plus 30. She's going to take another 6 wounds, so she is down to 2. It's not good. Agonizing wound. The target increased the difficulty of all brawn and agility checks by 1 until the end of turn. The second shot catches her clear in the shoulder, and she lets out a scream of pain as it clearly sawed through her armor and definitely embedded into her shoulder. And ugh. Song, Raven, Anaris, Galvin, all 4 of you feel her get very angry at the pain. And you feel something radiate off her that is not the best. It is not the most ideal of feelings.
What is the crime or consequences of interrupting a fight like this?
They're real bad. It wouldn't be good for either of them. Since you're her father, it really wouldn't be good for her.
Although nobody else would know that.
No one else would know that. But if you interrupt on her behalf,
right,
it's not going to be seen as good.
Okay.
Her turn.
Is there any way that I don't want to try and like distract her, but where I'm standing, I'd like to try and just make eye contact or reach out to her in some way to just try and be like, focus.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. You take a step forward, and she catches a glimpse of you as she's kind of pushing herself back up to get back into her stance, clutching at her shoulder a little bit. And she sees you for a moment. What do you motion at her? Your eyes
I have
lock.
my arms crossed, eyes lock on her, and I just nod like, you can do this.
Very nice. In that moment, that cold that you felt kind of radiate off of her, that hatred and anger, it seems to dissipate. It's replaced by a determination, a focus, really. She nods. And she is going to attack with her lightsaber again. Hello, green, green, green. Purple, purple. 4 successes. Ooh, well, that actually might be about it for him. All right. Yeah, that's 9 wounds. Okay, 9 wounds. He can't soak any of it because of breach. Yeah. All right, so he takes that last hit, and he this time she comes forward and kind of spins and cuts clear across his chest. Like she cut like diagonal last time, she cuts clear across him, and he staggers back as a piece of his armor falls away, now broken off. And he drops to the ground. He's not dead, but he is at his wound threshold. And he is going to spend a destiny point to not go unconscious. To not die, I should say. On his turn, he is going to look up kind of winded and like debating on whether or not he wants to surrender. And you can see the look on his face. He can't surrender to a child and not to a Jedi. Like, that's horrifying. Like, it's the worst possible scenario that he could possibly have ever fathomed.
Is he clearly in like a like? I don't know if I can maybe read the mob here, but is it clear that he's been defeated, like barring like a last ditch sort of effort?
These fights typically go to the death. It's not common that they aren't to the death. So the mob is, especially because he's not unconscious, they're watching still. And he whips out a disruptor pistol, just like the one you have, and he fires it at her. He is not as good with a disruptor pistol as he is with the other one, but we'll see how that goes. Roll. So this is light range, which is only yellow, green, green from him, and he is at purple. So he is going to shoot at her. Two successes and an advantage.
Not a crit.
It is not a crit. And importantly, she is going to use her reflect ability to take 3 strain and reduce that damage from that weapon by 4, plus her soak of 4 is going to mean that she's only going to take 5 damage, which does put her over her wound threshold. However, she is now going to do exactly what he did and spend a light side point to stay up. She does, unfortunately, take a crit because she went over her wound threshold, which is unfortunate. He went to his wound threshold. She went over hers. So she does take a crit, a third one. It does not get the Disruptor Pistol crit vicious, though, which is, thank God, because that'd be a plus 80 crit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the least fun I've had playing this game.
Yeah. Scattered senses. Target removes all blue from skill check. All right. She is going to be fine with that. It kind of shocks her what happened right there. And she staggers back a little bit, like shaking her head out as this Disruptor Pistol whizzed past her head effectively, singed through her hair a good bit and across her cheek. But it didn't kill her, because if it had hit her in the face, it definitely would have. And she is going to jump forward and plunge her lightsaber down into him. Or at least she's going to try. She actually fails. Oh, wait. I've got a banked upgrade. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, she whiffs. 3 advantage. She's going to give him 2. She's going to give him a black die on his roll. And she's also going to pin him down, which has him at engaged range now, which means he can't use his Disruptor Pistol, which is weird because it's short. It's literally short range only. It's the only gun I know of that's like that, or it's like it has to be short range. I guess because it would probably hurt you at engaged range. There
you go. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
So he's gonna just try and take a punch at her instead, which is well, that's not great for him. He's got a black die, and she gets melee defense, so that's gonna be a purple and a red. All dice have canceled out, so nothing happens to him. So now she's sitting on top, and she's going to take one more slash, and hopefully this should end it. Green, green, purple, purple. She'll upgrade again. We'll use my last light side point there. Sorry, I'm spending you guys' light side points. Yellow, yellow, green, purple, purple. And I'll spend my other banked upgrade. We'll go 4 yellow. Oh, sorry. Yellow, 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 purple, purple. Oh. Okay, well, she's going to take 2 strain. And, yeah, she's going to finally plunge her lightsaber down into his chest. She is not going to do so lethally, and that is on purpose. She is going to roll her crit, because she definitely scores 1 for that, because of the triumph. So she's going to do her crit plus 10. Overpowered. Target leaves himself open, and the attacker may immediately attempt another free attack against him using the exact same pool as the original attack. Oh boy.
Is she gonna?
Yeah, that's what I got to decide, because it's I have to spend a dark side point to even keep him alive. Yeah, I'll spend the dark side point to keep him alive.
Give those points back.
And she glares down at him. Submit. You are beaten. And he kind of chokes up as the lightsaber is still embedded in him. You can tell the strength has left him. He doesn't have anything left to fight with.
I'm going to look next to me if there's any Clan Rook members and say that rifle he had was used to take a shot at Mandalore Vizsla earlier tonight.
He hears you. So does Sifu. She glances over. And he kind of spits. I wasn't aiming for Mandalore Vizsla.
So then you admit that before challenging her honorably, you intended to take out a 13-year-old young girl with a sniper rifle from afar, and you failed then. Take him for judgment in front of Mandalore.
She pulls the lightsaber out, eliciting a loud yelp from him, and she hauls him up. She does not look good. She got fucked up in that fight, but she won, and she drags him over. A 13-year-old girl drags this person over towards where you're standing, Raven, and throws him down. You're assassin.
So you're the coward.
He looks up and spits. He's a Jedi. You're all Force sensitives. You've already corrupted us.
Yeah, Raven's not gonna like it, but yep. Yeah. Gonna finish him off.
Oh, okay.
She's not happy about it.
You're gonna coup de grace him.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You take your rifle off your back as he lays there. And yeah, I presume you put it to his head and pull the trigger.
Pretty much.
Rough. All right. No, I love it. Yeah. You take your rifle out, your much better rifle, as you would attest to everybody, and put it to his head and pull the trigger. And yeah, in a moment, his head disappears. It point blank range with a sniper rifle with no defensive capabilities is rough. And yeah, he dies thoroughly. And she pushes herself up and looks to the other members of Clan Rook who are there watching. If anyone else has a problem, you know how to solve it. They do not look like they have a problem. They are all about this badass 13-year-old girl who just murdered somebody in a fight. Well, she didn't murder them, but
Could have.
they actually would have preferred it if she had done it. Like, they've been like, it was really your job to do that, but fair enough. Yeah. She kind of looks around. I don't feel so good. I'm gonna go.
I'll walk you back to the ship, but I don't help her. I let her walk on her own.
She does. 1 foot in front of the next. It takes her way longer than it normally would. She is definitely feeling that wound, especially the one in her shoulder. She has 3 critical injuries on her, which that's going to take a lot of work to fix, but we'll work on that in a minute.
I take her to M3, I guess.
He's probably the best healer you have here.
Yeah.
She has a concussion, a large gaping blaster hole in her shoulder, and a burn across her chest. So yeah.
Yeah, we get back to the Razorback, and I just call out to Galvin. Need your robot.
Wait, what happened?
Once we're, by the way, away from the crowd and away from other people, then I would help her along so that she doesn't look weak in front of her clan.
She leans on you at that point where she's exhausted.
Yeah. You're not getting your cookie recipe for that.
It was cool, and you know it.
It was, but it wasn't the deal. You have to beat the Mandalore.
He kind of grunts in pain, like laughing hurt, definitely.
Yep. So yeah, I bring Sifu up to Galvin, and she not looking good.
Yeah. So when you see Sifu come in, she has got she is bleeding down her left shoulder where she got shot. She has a burned scorch mark across her chest, and you can see where another shot of what looks like a fucking disruptor pistol grazed her across the side of the head. Some of her hair is burned away, and she's got a pretty large burn mark across. She don't look good.
No, those are going to leave scars, but don't worry, that builds character.
So, what happened? Did the assassin attack?
Galvin, slow down. You're blue screening, and from what I understand, that's not good. Yes.
Sorry, I laughed too hard at that.
The person who challenged her for leadership of Clan Rook was the assassin. They were shooting for her earlier, not Raven.
Okay, then.
Can you have your droid do its thing?
Yeah.
And not its blow up the Jedi thing either.
Do we have like a designated like infirmary room or?
Well, yeah, there is.
Yeah,
there is
there's a med bay.
actually
Yeah.
a med bay on the ship.
All right. Well, let's take her up there. M3, come on. Let's take care of Sifu here.
He looks to Song as he's like helping Sifu along, but he looks to you, Song, his like head turning all the way around to do it because he's a droid, and what the hell does it matter?
Why not?
And he's like,
No.
statement, I could both blow up the Jedi and help Sifu, Rook. I am capable.
You enjoy it when your master has to put you back together again?
Statement, a little bit.
I can make the part smaller next time.
Query, Master, do you enjoy putting me back together again? And Sifu was like, is this important right now?
Not the time.
You make your way into the infirmary. aboard the Razorback and set her down on a one of the tables. He first starts working on stabilizing her because that is the most important. He has to stop the bleeding, and he will then he's gonna give her a stim pack, which will heal 5 of her wounds so that she is not dying anymore. So that's good. And he will attempt a medicine roll to fix one of those 3 crits that she just took. Let's see, what do we got? We got a difficulty 2, we got a difficulty 2, and a difficulty 2. Okay, so they're all the same. Easy enough. So his roll for medicine checks is yellow, yellow, green. No, sorry, yellow, 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 green. Really good. Against 2 purples. 2 advantage. All right, he's not able to successfully heal her crit right
Oh my god, M3!
He looks down. Her injuries are quite severe. It will take time, but I will fix them. He can also you can only heal 1 crit per day, or attempt a crit heal per day. So, he knows if we could find a Bacta tank on this planet, I would be able to heal them much more successfully. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. He's in a med bay. He gets a blue dice, too. Okay.
Yeah.
Hit it right. He is able to heal one of her crits. I forgot. He's in a med bay. He gets a blue dice. So he is able to heal 1 of her crits up and 3 of her strain. He will heal up the agonizing wound, since it's the one that is most viciously affecting her at the moment. He is able to fill the wound with a pain medication, effectively something to numb the senses in there, and then injects it with a liquid synth skin, which will slowly take the form of the wound itself and heal it up. And her agonizing wound is taken away. The bowled over, which is basically like, I don't know how that's supposed to last for eternity, but it does. And her scattered senses, her concussion, is going to she'll need more time to rest before those are able to be fixed. So
she's
M3
stable though.
M3 nods. Statement. I have stabilized her. I will keep her in the med bay tonight until I am able to further work on her.
All right, good work, M3. Glad we at least. Whew.
Statement or query. May I request a high 5?
From who?
You know,
Statement. I am not particular.
All right.
I think you should give it to him, Song.
And I'm going to shoot off his arm.
He looks at you and is like, you are difficult to get along with.
Can I have a moment with my daughter?
He looks down at his arm. Certainly. Just allow me to pick up my arm and I will go.
Good chance to give yourself a high 5. Or a low 5.
Too slow. And he picks it up. And he goes.
I'm gonna actually attempt to use my heal droid force power to repair the
Oh, look at you. All right. Tell me about this heal droid force power. What's that called? Was it manipulate tree? Is that what it was?
the manipulate tree, yeah.
Yeah, all right. SWRPG manipulate. This is a new power. I've actually never seen this one used before.
Alvin's
Excited
getting
about it.
over here.
Yeah, he does. This is what the Jedi was doing for you, Raven. When
that's what I was thinking earlier. I'm like, man, can Kelvin do that yet?
Yes, this is what he's learning to do. The Force, the user shapes machine components on a molecular level, allowing to mend damaged mechanical systems. The Force user may spend Force points to cause 1 vehicle or starship he is engaged with to recover 1 system strain. Okay, cool. And all right, I like it. I will definitely allow you to use this for your droid as well. It's technically a change, but I'll allow you.
No. There's a heal under.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like the control down a couple tier. Hold on.
Yeah. When making a mechanics skill check, the user may roll manipulate power and add it to all mechanics checks. Control 2. I got it.
No. There's. Hold on. Let me pull it up on my phone here. I have it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of these are really sweet. Actually, this is a great tree.
So under it's on the right side of the tree. It's the second control down on the like in the middle towards the left.
Okay, yeah. The user may spend light side, dark side to heal a number of wounds equal to intellect. Oh, in an engaged droid. Okay, yep. You're good. Yeah, absolutely. All right. make a force roll for me. You may roll white dice equal to your force rating.
Which is still 1.
One dark side. Galvin, would you like to tap into the dark side?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Do
love
it.
it.
So I'm
All right.
probably a little upset that he has to keep repairing this damn droid because his teammates keep.
Yeah. Listen,
Well,
this,
maybe your droid shouldn't have tried to commit genocide, Galvin.
I mean, he didn't try. He succeeded.
He succeeded.
Well,
the droid. Yeah. So
there's
Galvin,
2 left.
Galvin, you feel it. This the droid just helped stabilize this girl, and her father's response was to shoot it. You're a little pissed off about it, and you feel it. Take a strain, take a conflict, and you may spend that to heal a number of wounds equal to your intellect in an engaged droid. How many? What's your intellect?
5.
5. Great. Then you heal 5 wounds. I will say that is good enough. You literally bring the arm up off of the ground, and as it approaches,
Use it to self 5.
yeah, you give it a high five. You first give it a high five, and then the arm attaches into the shoulder, and you can watch as the force manipulates over the various mechanics, reattaching wires, soldering things back into place, and soon the arm is like it was never removed at all. It looks as it was before.
Song is legitimately impressed.
And yeah, so is M3T4, who's like, statement, Master, I have not seen someone who can do that since my first master.
Okay, that makes me want to shoot him again. Please get him out of here. But that was cool.
He walks out with you.
Still getting the hang of it.
It is very impressive. My first master constructed me using that ability.
Galvin just kind of thinks on that, kind of nods, just sort of gets lost in thought at that statement.
Mhm.
As they walk up.
Song, you are left with Sifu, who is
I sit down next to her.
she looks exhausted again. She's tired, but she's okay.
That was rough.
Oh. Thought it was gonna be.
Oh, I was talking about me. Watching you and not stepping in, that was very tough for a father to do.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That must have been difficult for you, Father.
It was. I'm glad that you are acknowledging it. Thank you. Well, you did good.
I should have killed him. It was my duty.
Maybe. But the Mandalorians need to change, and that's going to start with a younger generation. So something that you do need to think on is why you spared him. Because the rest of Clan Rook is not going to accept that you're a Jedi and you're not supposed to kill.
No.
You are of 2 worlds, and you have to find a way to marry those 2 worlds together in a way that makes sense.
She smiles. You want to know why I didn't kill him?
Yeah.
When you saw Katra, you could have killed her.
Well, Raven wasn't in the way the first time. You weren't there. I'd have done it.
You don't know that. You can't ever know that. It is past. But you didn't.
No, I was literally going to shoot through Raven, but it probably would have killed her too. Which honestly would have saved me a lot of headaches.
We'd all be dead.
You don't know that, I say mockingly.
Fair enough.
My
But you
problem
didn't.
with Katra's over.
I know. And Raven didn't kill her. And I know that you think that people need to suffer and
No, that's not what I said. People don't need to suffer.
they need.
Suffering doesn't.
I know. For justice. I get it. I understand what you're trying to say with that.
Well, in
But
this
I
case,
see-
you were the one that was wronged. So what is justice for you?
He wronged everyone in Clan Rook tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Clan Rook will be seen as a lesser thing for what he did. But I didn't see any need in killing him. It wouldn't have brought me any more comfort, and it wouldn't have brought comfort to Clan Rook. So I was going to let him live. But I
You also
respect...
think about what message that sends as well.
I do. The message that it sends is that if you have a problem with it, I'm ready for you.
Well, not now you aren't, but you will be.
Well, yeah, I mean, give me a bit. I'm gonna be fine. She's like still like clearly dizzy.
What would you call like as Mandalores like grow up and are trained? Would it be like an academy? Would it just be the military? Like what would it?
Yeah, Mandalores are not trained in an academy. They are trained by a teacher. Usually, if you're a foundling, whoever finds you usually teaches you, or you would have someone in the clan take you as their apprentice and teach you.
Okay.
Sometimes in some clans, not all of them. I think Clan Saxon does this. They're trained in more like classes because they're a much more warlike people. They are much more like training to like create soldiers than other ones are. But so they would do that way. She would have been trained individually by a teacher.
Right. Okay. And that's in most cases. So like Raj and I wouldn't have like came up in like training together. How would that have?
No, I mean, maybe together.
Maybe
like you were an important person, or your father was a very important person. There's a good chance that Raj's father would have sent him to learn with you under your father.
Okay,
Like that would have been a big deal.
We'll say that then. You know, when your father and I were training under my father, he had nicknames for us. Raj was a Womp Rat, and I was a Gizka. So that's something else you get to carry on in his name.
He looks at you. That explains so much.
You know what? It was fate, I guess. I don't know. All right, rest, and I put a cookie on her.
She nods and lays back. I was upset when I found out what you'd told Isla. I was upset too.
There are a lot of people who probably were, and they have every right to be. What I did was irresponsible and brash. And regardless of what some people think, wouldn't have changed anything. It was the truth, and it's what this galaxy needs more of.
I agree. It was the truth. But it wasn't your truth to tell.
Maybe.
She hugs you, though.
All right, I set her back down. Nope, rest.
I'm fine. I got this.
I poke one of her wounds.
Oh! All right, I don't got this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got it. And she kind of like, she lays back to go to sleep.
Yep, and I just stay in the room with her.
Good. Raven, what are you up to?
Cleaning my gun. It's got a bunch of brain matter all over it.
Probably like staring at the bits of the Darksaber like, I need to get this right the next time I try it.
Are you back on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. So night is thoroughly fallen by this point. Are you all going to bed? Are you turning in for the night? What's happening?
Yep, I just stay unless somebody else needs me or wants to do something. I just stay with Sifu.
Does anyone go to see Song or anybody else?
I think I might go see Raven and see if I can help her put her saber back together.
I'll let you do that in the morning. She's made her roll for the day, technically. So I'll let you
want to build a Darksaber?
Would M3 need to go back up tonight, or he was just gonna wait till tomorrow to try again, or
try again with? I'm sorry, what?
With Sifu?
Oh yeah, he'll do it in the next day. You can do it once per day. So, night falls and everyone begins to retire to their rooms for the evening. Raven, you are sleeping in the spot on the brig. Song does not return that evening. You assume he's staying with Sifu. Would make sense. Your thoughts have turned to Katra and what she might be doing. You know by now she's definitely met with Drana the Hutt. Enough time has passed, and you can't help but wonder how that conversation has gone and what it means. Galvin, you're down in the where you're so you have your own room. So you're in your own room right now, resting. M3 has powered down for the evening and is resting in the corner of the room, just plugged in and taking power. Anaris, you are also resting and meditating on the events of the day, thinking about the many Jedi Rangers that are nearby and what their presence means in all this. Song, you are also sleeping, and your sleep is not as restful.
Good. Yeah, why would it be?
No, it's not. I gotta get it up here. All right. So, as you try to rest, Song, you are having difficulty. You have fallen asleep, but what you are experiencing, it isn't a dream. It's much more vivid than a dream. This is like you're watching something happening. You can hear sounds and take in smells. There's a metallic tinge in the air that you can actually taste. It's not pleasant. But you're not yourself in this dream. In fact, you're not really even present in the dream. It's more like you're watching it, like something you'd see on a holovid. You can't move really or interact in any way. In the scene that you're seeing, you see a woman in a cell. And you recognize now the taste in the air and the smell, that coppery tone to be blood. This woman has had her face beaten black and blue, all down the right side. She is bleeding down from her forehead. Despite the immense bruising, you do recognize Katra when you see her. As she lays there, suddenly she reaches up and grips at her throat as if some unseen force is choking her. And she is pulled up into the air, kind of hanging there, and just struggling, trying to pull at a hand that isn't actually there. And off to the right, you see your daughter approaching. And I have a new picture for her that you all get to see, so you can see what she looks like now. Nope, that's Lelia. That's not the person that I'm thinking of. Where you be at? There she is. This is what you see approaching.
Terminator.
Yes. Ignore the laser guns on her shoulder. She does not have those. What you see of her is relatively close to this picture. I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for, but from the nose down, she has had most of her body blown away. One of her eyes remains. The other one has been replaced with a cybernetic one. She has still her skin and bone down the left side of her face and eventually all the way down her left arm. But anything below the rib cage has been replaced entirely by machinery at this point. And the entire right side of her body, basically, has been replaced with machinery. She approaches Katra, choking her as she draws near. She glares with that one remaining eye. Where are they? Song and Sifu Vizsla, you will tell me. She growls it out, although her voice at this point is almost entirely modulated through machines now. There's very little humanity left in her voice. It's almost all machine. See Katra squirm and struggle in her grasp for a moment, choking out little gasps as she's trying to get air in. Toxus, meanwhile, advances upon her further. I know you know where they are. Name the system, and this can all be over. But Katra does not name the system. She merely glares back at her and chokes out a soft, "Go fuck yourself." And Toxus lets out a sigh. It's a weird noise for a machine to make, but it's a sigh. And she ignites her lightsaber. Very well, then. The hard way. And she pushes her lightsaber into Katra's right eye. It is a disturbing sight, as the Force is holding her head perfectly still, but you can see the rest of her body jerking and spasming in pain as she lets out an ear-piercing scream in the cell. When finally Toxis removes the lightsaber, all you see where her once blue eye sat is just a smoldering, smoking eye socket. And you can smell acrid, burning flesh in the air. Toxis nods. Now where are they? She demands again. You know the look on Katra's face. She is delirious. She's in pain and shock right now as from what just happened. She doesn't have much energy left, but she has enough. She kind of rears back a little bit and spits in Toxis's face. Fuck you. That's where. Her accent's thick as she replies it. And Darth Toxis nods again, reaching up to wipe the spit off. Very well, then. We'll start with that other eye before we get to work on your limbs. And with that, you awaken.
Sifu okay?
Sifu is resting, too. She is kind of jerking a little bit as if she's having something of a vision or a nightmare as well.
I'm going to go to Anaris's room.
Anaris, you have been resting relatively peacefully as you can. It's like, obviously, it's wartime. It's tough for everybody. But in comparison, you've been resting peacefully when you hear a summons at your door.
Come in.
Come in. How do
Anaris sleeps in the nude.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I pegged Anaris as a never nude.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, I come in. How do you tell the difference between a dream and a force vision?
Out of character, I really don't know how to explain that one.
Yeah. So that's a very dangerous question. That is a question that no Jedi Master likes to hear because that means that they probably just had a Force vision. Like it's very like very seldom does that question get asked before someone describes something that was just a nightmare.
Like when someone comes in and says, "So if someone were to swallow this liquid, like how poisonous is it?"
Right. You know they've already swallowed it, or someone did.
Yeah.
So no, you know immediately. You would know to ask some very simple questions like, were you active in the dream or were you just viewing it?
And I'm going to ask exactly that.
I was watching something happen.
Then you would have a good idea. He was probably seeing a vision of the future.
That's definitely a Force vision.
How long till it happens?
Again, it can vary. Dreams are typically further off than would be visions of like things that are happening like during the waking hours. You see that with Sifu. When she has a vision in the waking hours, it's usually very close. Her dreams can be months or even years off sometimes.
You know, there's no telling. Could be now, could be tomorrow, could be never.
You can relatively safely say it's not now. Usually you don't see Force visions like that of future sight if it's happening right now.
All right.
What did you see?
He just kind of grunts a bit and walks out and goes to Raven's room. Wait, Raven, are you with Ozzy? Are you staying in Ozzy's room or are you staying in the brig?
Brig, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna head to the brig. And walk in and just kind of sit down in there. You're on the bottom bunk because I claimed the top bunk. That's how the brig's set up. It's my ship. I decided it. And I'm just gonna kind of sit there and, I don't know, ruminate for a moment, but not wake her.
That's not creepy at all.
No, it's super creepy.
Yeah, it's definitely creepy.
Yep. And after maybe 15, 20 minutes, if she doesn't wake up, I'm just going to kick the bottom of the bed.
I mean, she'd be a pretty light sleeper. She probably woke up pretty quick.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
And you're
So-
staring at me because
13 years ago, I thought that someone from our people murdered my family. But they didn't. Darth Revan showed up to recruit my wife to his cause because she was a Sith. She decided that life was behind her, but he thought that between Zahn and Sune, he had plenty to recruit. And so he raised them, and he trained them up into the day that my daughter struck down my son, and then went on to become Darth Toxus. And on the lady in waiting, what was left of my wife, died before me using her powers to try and obfuscate me from our daughter's vision. I made peace a long time ago that my family was never coming back. And someday you'll probably have to make those decisions yourself, but where you are now, you're not ready to do that. I just had a vision of Darth Toxus torturing Katra somewhere. Daenerys doesn't think it's happened yet, but he doesn't know how long until it does. So do with that what you need to. And he'll move to leave.
get us ready to go.
Sorry, say again.
Get us ready to go. If she ended up in a cell, we've already been betrayed.
So you are going to put out the call then to mobilize
Yep.
to where?
Nalhutta. The last place Raven really wants to go.
Which is why it was the place I knew I had to make you go. Very well.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. You put out the call. Many of the ships have not yet arrived at Jakku. Your fleet is at about 60% capacity right now. It'll be 3 days yet before the rest of them have arrived. Do you want to take your fleet to Jakku? Are you guys just going to Jakku?
So
Who's all going to Jakku? Or sorry, to Nalhutta, not Jakku.
Yeah, as she tells me to prepare to leave, like I'm going to stop at the door. You have two choices. You have one of two choices to make. If you're going to rescue your wife, you need to do it as Raven, so that you aren't sacrificing this whole war for one person. If the war is your primary concern, prepare for it and know that you may be sacrificing your wife for it. Take 5 minutes to decide, and I'll leave.
The call is basically going to be as soon as the last ship gets here, we're going.
Okay. That is a sensible plan. As much fun as Jakku is for everybody involved, you're not actually doing yourself any favors just by camping out and letting the Imperials move around and do whatever they want. If you have word that they will be at Nalhutta, then that's a good place to start. It takes 3 more days before the last of the ships arrives, and it's a pretty incredible sight. Ships of all makes and models. There are Moncal are there, Celestins, Bespin. Planets all across the Outer Rim have assembled to assist in this, and it isn't just Mandalorians helming these ships. They have sent their armies, they have sent their fleets, they have sent their officers, tech. Like, even though they are occupied worlds, they're not stupid. They know that better a Mandalorian occupation with the knowledge that they may not be occupied when the war is over than a Sith occupation. They're not dumb.
Oh, man, even Clan Apple, the IT Mandalorian, showed up.
They did. They made it. It's unbelievable. You had to agree to their terms, but they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Wookiee Squadron has recruited 2 new people by the end of this session. There are now 6 members of Wookiee Squadron, and they follow Stampaka around everywhere. One of them is trying to construct an axe lightsaber like he has.
Wait, Stompy actually has an axe lightsaber?
He does. It's just the stats of a regular lightsaber, but his is actually
This
an
whole
axe.
time, I thought it was just he just had a lightsaber.
No, he has an axe lightsaber.
Great.
He was very specific about wanting that.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's got
cool.
blood on
Well, it's funny that nobody realized he had it.
Yep.
Yes. So, it's been a few days. It's probably 2 days in as these ships are starting to arrive. When a very interesting ship puts down, it is a X-wing that lands, along with 500 ships that you were not anticipating joining you at Jakku. And out climbs a small green man.
It's Yoda.
Not Yoda. He looks at you and goes, a little racist. It is Grandmaster Vandar.
I didn't say it out loud.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. By the way, I wanted so badly for one of you to call Yoda Vandar so I could be like, racist that is. But none of you did, so well done. You watch as this small green man climbs out of the X-Wing and descends the ladder and approaches you, Anaris, and nods. Grandmaster Anaris, right?
Still getting used to it.
You'll never stop getting used to it. This is all we have, huh?
It's good enough.
I appreciate your confidence. I brought what I could scrounge up in the inner and core world still. There are some places that are still secretly building ships for your cause, though this is all that they had ready to go. From courtesy of the Corellians, I believe it was. Indeed, there is a Corellian corvette here, which is a frigate, which is awesome, and a number of Corellian fighters, indeed, as well. I believe a number of B-wings, probably. But yeah, 500 ships have arrived with him from the inner worlds. He nods. How are you doing?
I've had better days.
Nods. We'll talk in private then, in a moment, if you don't mind. I need to present myself to Mandalore. Raven, he smiles at you. Well, I see I was not mistaken in my enthusiastic vote for Operation Red Lightning.
Raven just looks a little bit confused.
You've done a pretty incredible job, I would say. Not only have you all survived, but you've organized a resistance that has Darth Revan scared.
Can't say I knew we had her scared.
Well, I can't say, I suppose. I've only heard the whisperings of the inner and core worlds, and I do see the fleet movements sometimes. Darth Revan has become desperate, which is interesting given the successes that his apprentice has seen in the Outer Rim so far. I'm not sure why. I would like to ask what became of my temple on Dantooine. Yeah, he was the Grand Master of that temple.
Seemed like a better plan to deny the Sith anything that might have been in it.
Kind of gives a look. I take it to that to mean that there's not much left.
Raven just nods.
And the droid that detonated the blast on Coruscant, I assume destroyed as well.
Just gonna look at Galvin like, yeah, you're explaining this one, buddy.
I took its head off
He looks
when it
over.
happened.
He looks over his song. Good. For the best. Then, well, these ships, Mandalore, are yours. How might I serve you?
We're making for Nalhutta.
Al Hutta. Drana
We
the
know-
Hutt.
We
Dangerous
know
sort.
she's going to be there.
Darth Toxus. She killed Keela Voss.
Yep.
She has become very powerful in the Force.
There isn't much left of her.
Imagine what she would be like if there was.
I don't have to.
He nods. Very well. I'm going to speak with Neris, and then I'm at your disposal. And he's going to take Neris off to the side and kind of nod. How goes things with your Padawan?
Better than expected.
That is good. Do you feel confident in your ability to train her?
Much more than I did when I first started.
Does something concern you?
No, nothing concerns me. Frankly, that's what frightens me.
You'd mentioned that she can see things that are going to happen before they do.
Very strongly.
Be very careful, Aneris. Both me and my master were also gifted with those visions, and both of us nearly fell to the dark side. It is a powerful tool, and one that can lead you to ruin if you do not learn to control it.
My only fear is her sister.
Her sister. You must have me caught unawares. I do not know that she has a sister.
Well, none of us did until Song came back and we learned that her sister is Darth Toxus herself.
He looks kind of shocked at that. Aneris, we cannot lose her to the dark side.
I'm going to do everything I can to make that not happen.
If you'd like, I would not presume to step on the toes of a Jedi Grand Master. I have the gift of future sight as well, so does my master. I would be happy to instruct her in all that I know about it.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Excellent. I will let her know that I will be helping her then.
Song can't hear this.
What?
I said it's a good thing Song can't hear this.
No, he can't. He nods. Very well then. Aneris, I feel I owe you an apology.
For?
When the council was debating what Jedi to send with Operation Red Lightning, I spoke out quite vehemently against you. I felt another would have been better. I was wrong.
Well, I would have agreed with you back then. I was
Maybe
content studying in the libraries. I never once thought of leaving the temple.
Well, then maybe it is for the best that we were both wrong. He kind of like pats you on the side. All right. Well, I am going to try and find something to eat because it's been a long journey.
Welcome to Jakku.
Yeah. He kind of looks around like, yeah, looks great.
I'd like to go back if we're. I assume we're on like the third day. You said everyone's basically.
Yeah, we're literally
ready to go.
everyone's packing up to go at this
All
point.
right. I'd like to go and talk to Sifu. Also, how has her healing gone?
We
over
have
these
to make a
last few
couple
days?
rolls here. We're gonna make a few rolls.
Cool.
Raven, if you'd like to try to make a roll to fix your Darksaber. And I'm going to make a roll to see if we've been able to fix her up.
Also, has Ozzy made my damn flamethrower yet?
She has made your flamethrower,
Cool.
as a matter of fact.
Cool.
She has not given it to you yet.
Nope, that's
He's-
fine. That's fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
Still have a destiny point, right?
We have two.
You do. We have 2 right now.
I'm gonna steal one of those.
Go
We
for
also
it.
have a Destiny cat. who gives 1 upgrade to everyone making a roll right now.
Yeah, what about Ellie? We haven't done Ellie yet.
We haven't done Ellie yet.
Do Ellie without Stompy being here, though?
Oh.
Yes, absolutely. Look at her. Aloy's not trying to leave or scratch or like be all huffy or anything. All these people can see you being nice to me.
M3 over each day has managed to heal one of her critical injuries, and she is better. Raven, you may attempt that roll twice more, actually, because you've had 3 days there to work on it.
Yep. Does being around M3 do anything with that?
Yes, if you're close to M3, you may have a free upgrade.
All right.
So
So
yes.
should I just tack a blue onto that roll I already made?
Yeah, that's fine.
Kidding me.
For the next one, I'd recommend actually using the upgrade. It's better to go from a green to a yellow.
Oh, it's an upgrade, not a boost die?
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
Oh.
Wait, it is?
Isn't that what his new... Oh, I'm sorry, that's for healing checks. I'm sorry. No, you're right. It's a blue boost die. I'm sorry. Sorry, I completely forgot.
Okay. I really don't want to burn our last destiny point on this.
You have 2 tries, so do it once without the destiny. And if we're going into a combat situation with 6 dark side dice against us, what else is new?
Yeah. Okay, so I think... Yeah, I get the blue from... Yeah, okay. Are you shitting me?
So, for this last day, what I want you to do, you have experienced a great deal of frustration trying to manipulate this kyber crystal to sit properly in there. You realize it's not even just about like getting it in just the right spot. Literally, the kyber crystal has to become in tune with you, and it will find its place in the reaction chamber of the lightsaber. On your final day, you speak to Anaris about it. And Anaris may assist you. You may upgrade your check twice.
That'd be 2 yellow, and then...
A blue.
Blue for M3, and then 1 purple.
If it still doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you. You're not meant to have it. All right.
Finally!
And it was that blue dice, by the way. That did. Oh no, those are the advantage. Never mind.
With Anaris helping you, you feel as he helps you to breathe and calm and reach out in the Force, which is something you have not yet mastered doing. Other than in combat, where you're actually very good at it. However, here where you're not in combat, it's much more hard. And you reach out and breathe, and the kyber crystal lifts up and begins to slide as it spins into the lightsaber, and the lightsaber chamber door closes. And you are holding a lightsaber. Designed by yourself. Your wolf's head pommel, or emitter, still at the top of it. And your wedding ring attached to it. It is your lifeline. It is your blade. And as you ignite it, that familiar black blade fires out. White crackling energy coming off of it, and just 1 streak of red down the center of it. No, not red. Silver.
Supposed to know what that means, but I have no idea.
I'd say there's 3 different things it could mean, but you can determine which one it is. Yep. So, Song Sifu has been fully healed and brought back to health. You can't help but notice that Clan Rook is suddenly treating her quite respectfully. They have apparently decided to throw their lot in with her. And Raven, Sifu approaches you. She is wearing a cape of Clan Rook, although hers is a half cape and it looks way cooler. And she has her lightsaber on her hip as she glances up at you. And she bows politely. Mandalore Vizsla.
Who?
I am Sifu Vizsla Rook, leader of Clan Rook. and I want you to know that Clan Rook continues to serve you. We trust in your leadership, and we will follow you.
Thank you, Sifu.
She smiles and hugs you. Suddenly, the professional look that she was trying to give just breaks down really quickly. She's doing her
Raven
best.
will hug her back.
Mm-hmm. She nods. And then kind of looks back at you, and for a moment in her eyes, you can see Song's eyes. And she goes, "Don't make me regret that decision."
Do everything I can not to.
Thank you. And she goes to take command of her ship.
I need to find her before she leaves at some point to
Okay.
talk to her as well.
Yep, so she's heading over to a ship. It is a larger frigate than this. It is the one that Raj came to visit on originally. It is her ship now. And she glances over at you and smiles as you approach. Father?
Yes, father, daughter. That's what this conversation is about to be.
Blinks. Oh, okay.
I'm not going to pretend to tell you what is on your shoulders now. You are painfully aware of that responsibility. So, I'm just going to ask you this. As your father, I want you to do me a favor.
Okay.
War is uncertain, and there are a lot of different things that could happen. And whether she realizes it or not, sure she does, Raven is probably going to make some decisions that are more about getting what she wants than anything else. And there is a good chance that we're going to meet Sune during this. And I need you to promise me that you are going to play it safe so that if a battle has to happen after this one, that at least you will be there to lead it.
He nods and looks at you and smiles. Father, the only thing that I'm going to promise you, she taps her heart, is I'm going to do what this tells me to
God
do.
damn it. You know what? Go to your ship. You're grounded. I'm going to walk away.
Yeah, ground me.
I
Play
just
later.
did.
That's bullshit. She
Where-
calls
what-
after you.
You're going to your ship, though, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll walk back to the Razorback. I love you.
Love you too. She gets aboard her ship and nods and starts talking to some of her lieutenants on there, explaining to them what she's planning on doing. And she also, you don't know this, but she lets them know that while she does intend to serve on this ship, she still is technically in service to Raven Visla and will also be serving on the Razorback from time to time as well.
I'd let her.
Wow. Guess what? Your ship belongs to Ozzy Visla.
If I didn't come back.
Man, she doesn't see it that way. She's got the command codes, and this is her ship now.
I go into her room and I'm like, hey, you said when I came back you were going to give me those codes.
She glances over. Would you trade them for a flamethrower?
Since you promised me the flamethrower already, I'll take both.
Listen, that was before you lied to me.
All right, if you want to get technical, I gave that information to Isla free of charge. I realize that does not make it any better.
she kind of got you. No, it doesn't.
Did not lie.
Uh-huh. She tosses you the flamethrower. You now have a underbarrel flame projector. Let me get you the stat block on it.
Should that be in the character builder somewhere, or?
I don't know if it will be or not. It came out way later, so I don't know if it will be.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the stat block right now, though.
Sure. That's if it was in there. That's the official name is Underbarrel Flamethrower.
It is called the CZ wrist-mounted flame projector. Although yours is a little bit better, so I'm gonna send you the.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just make sure to put it somewhere.
Are you kidding me? I actually need I need the actual stats for it. I don't need a paragraph about what it is. I know what it is. Oh, you jackasses.
The wrist-mounted flamethrower, Callie.
I mean, it's pretty sick. Need the stat block though.
You can always get to me some other time. It's probably
Yeah, I'll send it to you after.
tonight.
It's basically going to be it is the stat block, but hers is a little bit better because she's a good mechanic. Okay.
She's all right.
Ships are beginning to lift off into the air, and soon Jakku is back to being a barren wasteland. And good, because fuck that place.
There's one member of Clan Wookiee that's just waking up in a ditch somewhere like, whoa, are we leaving?
That member of Clan Wookiee has been out since the first night. It has been 3 days. They had a legendary party. The minstrels are singing songs about it.
Say, how long over is Stompy after all this?
Yeah, Stumpaka is very. Stumpaka's still drunk. Like it hasn't worn off yet.
Still going.
And you all take off. Put in Nalhutta for your coordinates. Raven, you have tried to reach out to Katra. All signals coming out of that system are currently being jammed. And you all blast into hyperspace. It is only a day's trip to Nalhutta. And it's if anyone would like to make a lore check to see what they know about Nalhutta, you're more than welcome to. Raven, I'll let you do so with an upgrade since you grew up there.
Oh boy. I'll do that. One and one.
Nalhutta and Nar Shaddaa are the twin jewels of crime in this galaxy. They are the two most crime-infested planets that exist. They are both ecumenopolises. The entire planet is one massive city. Nalhutta, specifically, is owned and operated by Jirana the Hutt. All three Hutt cartels have a presence on Nalhutta. However, the most powerful by far, by a wide margin, is the Crimson Dawn, which is run by Jirana the Hutt. They make their money on slavery, mostly. They are some of the least reputable filth in the galaxy. And, yeah, they are not nice people. You grew up there. You knew that opportunities are very slim for those who don't have the right name on this planet, or those who aren't willing to do some horrible things for on this planet. And, yeah, you also know it is one of the most defensible planets in the entire galaxy. Katra, during the Mandalorian War, spent almost a year trying to take Nalhutta and was not able to crack their defenses or their blockade. They were very, very good at defending themselves. The whole planet basically has guns that shoot out into space. They're very powerful. But yeah, that's what you know about Nalhutta as you make your way. It's only about a day's trip, and that is where we'll leave off for tonight.
Woo!
Woo!
Very heavy interlude.
It was.
Wait.
What?
I need to roll for Ellie.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Use all the light side points. All of them.
I don't think we have any left.
It's a discipline will check. No difficulty.
I think we have one left because I didn't use it on the last day.
Well, where is discipline at? I can never find these damn things. You think they? Oh, they are in alphabetical order. Okay. Green, go. Four success.
She loses 4 pounds.
Oh, she down to 10. She's as heavy as Tali is now.
She is a moderately overweight Gizka at this point. She's no longer even a heckin' chonker anymore. She's just like, she needs a little diet, but she's doing much better.
She's on diet food, but she is well within her ideal weight range.
Exactly. Like it's no longer like anything like super concerning. She's doing pretty good.